Happy Veterans Day to all our veterans out there. I'll tell you what, see a veteran today. Thank them. Simple as that. Especially, you know what? It's funny. Korea is the forgotten war, right? Obviously, World War II is, there is, the greatest generation, the way that the love and honor has been given to them. But when it comes to Vietnam, talk about just disdain that so many people had for them. And it's sad. It is. It is sad the way that many of them, my uncle being one that was treated back in the day where, they didn't celebrate any of that. They didn't want to be known. But, when they came home from the war, it was like it was their fault. Like they got them into it. Like a bunch of guys went over and picked a fight, right? With the communists in Vietnam. And that's not the way that went. So you see a veteran today, simple thank you. That's it. That's all they want. And we get to come on the radio and yap, and we get to have all of our freedoms and stuff. I was talking to Chris about the way the Brits have gone sideways with the way that they've handled their business. And at one time, the greatest power on earth is now they're nothing.
Arresting people for Facebook posts.
Yeah. And, here we're able to say stuff. We're able to be as free as you can be. And
sometimes that makes people mad.
It does. It does.
But at least you can do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's because our founding fathers, when they fought for this country and they had a vision, it was to be able to have the opportunity to piss people off with your opinions. And it was to have the opportunity to be able to defend. Again, those guns aren't to defend us from foreign enemies. Those guns are to defend us from potentially the biggest enemy, which could be our own government at time in its overreach. We have enough of the physical, meaning the oceans and whatnot, before anybody could ever come close to getting here. They were never worried about that. They're worried about the inside and the tyranny that the governments could bring because they've seen that in the past. But you see a veteran today, God bless you. Appreciate that. If you got any shout-outs to veterans, you can text the program. We love hearing from all of you. So, gentlemen, I know Trump says everything's cheaper. I'm going to say I went to the movies last night. No, is what I'm going to say. I don't even want to tell you how an average family does it. I don't know. Insane. But went and saw the Predator movie. Very cool, by the way. But we went and saw it in 4D. Have you ever done 4D?
No.
It's like the chess Trump plays.
That's exactly it. So 4D. So we go into the theater and you sit down and they've got this thing where the bottom of the seat has like foot things that come out. And you put your feet in there and you're sitting there and it's a little button that says water on, water off. I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. Right? This is like a regular old smell-o-vision. It was like being on a roller coaster for 2 hours. Throwing you around. My Reese's Pieces that cost $1,400 flew off, right? The girls were laughing so hard because it's tossing you out of your seat. So when they would kill something, water would spray you. Like you were getting the blood on you, even though there was no blood. It was all green stuff. There was fog. It shook. It was crazy. It was crazy. It should have been for the price, but still crazy. If you've never seen a 4D movie, by the way, if you get seasick, don't go see a 4D movie. Because it is super crazy. It was so much fun, though. And I highly recommend Predator.
Yeah, it looks very entertaining.
It was, from the moment the movie started, again, there's no blood in it. It's just the green stuff and whatnot. But from the time the movie started till it ended, it was nonstop. Just chaos and fun. And the whole time you're like, oh, I'm really pulling for the Predator. He seems like a good guy. His name was Deck.
Deck.
I'm pulling for Deck. And he was hanging out with the half robot, played by Elle Fanning, who was awesome. She was great in it. And they got a pet along the way. His name was Buddy.
What was Buddy? What kind of pet was it?
Buddy was, I think this thing was called a Galactus or whatever. It's the most feared thing in all of the universe. But this was the baby of the monster he was coming to get.
Oh.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It was a great movie. A lot of fun. Got to say that. I was like, but I will say, the cost of movies, you want to know why people stay home? It's why. I mean, so Charlie and my wife went to see a movie called, I think, something Stitch, which was not Lilo and Stitch, but basically it's kind of like a Coraline movie with this little boy who's created by Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein. It's like the first thing he's created. And she loved it. They loved it. They had a great time. And then we went and saw this other one. But I'll tell you, it cost us like $200.
Wow.
Was that including snacks and stuff?
That was snacks, yeah. But the movie, like the tickets were super expensive, and our 4D ones were a little bit more expensive. But it wasn't like IMAX, but still. And then, we got some popcorn. Kids got candy. I got a hot dog. It wasn't anything, like outrageous. And I don't sneak candy in because these places have to make money. They don't really get a lot of money off the films. Like each week, they may get some weeks opening films, big ones, man, they may get a quarter a ticket. 50 cents a ticket. So they make their money off that. But still, it was, I would say it's close to $200.
Man, yeah. I mean, for a family of 4 right now, it averages out to $78 to $100.
Yeah.
And now that depends on how many, concessions you want. But yeah, man, I mean, you're talking about at least $10 for maybe a medium popcorn.
Yeah. That's it.
I mean, the drinks. This says $5 drinks.
I don't know where you get $5 drinks.
I don't
right?
either.
Like that must be a fantasy land. You need to come up to the web in this dimension, sir.
I was getting ready to say, man, that's more like $10.
Yeah. There was no way that it was even close to that. It was so insane. Like candy too, because of tariffs and whatnot. Candy was way more expensive. Popcorn that's where they make their killing is on popcorn. And you know what? For all the big new movies now, you can get a bucket that's like a collector's bucket.
Yeah.
And they're cool, but I'm not paying $50 for a collector's bucket. Some people will. That ain't me. Because they had a really cool one. They had the Tron one that was okay, but they had one that was like shaped like the spaceship from the Predator movie. But, it's like, no, I'm not doing that. And we got one popcorn for the 3 of us. I got a drink. The 2 girls got the Slurpees. And we each got a candy. And, it was just, it was insane. It was $98 for our snacks. $98.
Goodness.
Are you blanking kidding me? And that was just for the 3 of us. Because Steph already bought hers and went into the theater. Theirs was like $45 or $50.
Yeah.
And then you throw in the tickets, $200. And again, it was awesome. I love the movie. That's one of those things where you got to go try it once. And if I was to try it again, I told the kids, because there was 2 3D previews, one of which was the new Wicked or Wizard of Oz thing. And man, when the monkeys start flying around in that thing, whoo, man, that thing gets moving. But it was awesome. But I'm like, I can't even justify that. It's like, are you kidding me? Life is damn expensive. No doubt about that. It was absolutely, again, I loved it, but I just don't see how the average person with a family of 4, like you said, and $5 drinks. I don't know where the hell you get those $5 drinks. You tell me where the $5 drinks at. I would love to know.
I'm going.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to know where that thing is.
It's kind of hard to see them because they're Dixie cups. So
yeah.
It's the water fountain.
You bring in your own drinks. I mean, it was...
you have to slide a $5 bill through the slot for the water fountain to work.
Oh, goodness me. I was just like... And remember when you was a kid, you go, it's like, okay, a hot dog. Now you go in and they have everything you want, right? You want a full pizza, they got that. You want beer, they got a bar. You want but I just, the kids want candy. We're going to have some candy. Not for $48. You got to take out a loan.
That's why first week rentals on the Blockbusters have gotten so expensive on digital.
Yeah.
Because now some of them are $30 to rent it the first week. But if you think about $30 for the movie and your whole family's sitting there watching it, if you want something that's in the kitchen, you're saving so much money even at $30 a rent.
Jeez. Well, and that's exactly. So, yeah, because the new ones, the ones that are out, well, the ones they release simultaneously are usually $29.99. But the new rentals, because already, they've got on Amazon stuff that's still in the theaters, like Black Phone 2 and a bunch of, they're still in the theaters. Those are $19.99. And all you can do is buy them. You can't rent them. And I get that. Like I said tonight, because the kids want to watch Black Phone 2. I said, all right, before Finn, gets ready to go, I said, we can watch Black Phone 2. I said, it's $19.99. You know how much that saves me? $180.
Man.
I mean, when you look at it as a standalone, you're like, God, that's expensive. But then when you consider what you're not paying for when you go to if you went to the theater, you're saving so much money.
So much money. It's so much money. And I feel sad for theaters. I understand why people don't go to the movies like they used to. I do. And it's a great experience. I used to go to the movies once a week because I lived so far away from work, and I would stay up there until Friday. I would leave Monday and come home Friday. And Thursday nights, whenever the new movies would come out, anything cool, I would go see it almost every single week. And I had like a pass thing where, but that was pre-COVID. And since COVID, it seems like everything's even 10 times more expensive. Oh, but I got a hot dog. That was my dinner.
Was
Hot
it
dog
good?
and $400 worth of Reese's Pieces.
Which amounted to, what, 20 of them?
Yeah, that's right. Is there heroin in my Reese's Pieces? Trump's not going to bomb me because he thinks I'm trafficking, is he? It is Tuesday. It's so freaking crazy. It is Tuesday. So much stuff to get to today. The government still shut down, for those of you not keeping score. I know a lot of people think they're not. They're still shut down.
Yep. Yeah. Probably will be until tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow night. So they're coming back. You know what's going to be funny? I want to see how the travel goes for all these the Congress people coming back. Think about it. How many of them, some are going to get stuck. Some of them aren't going to be able to fly the way they thought because they're dealing with the same thing. And they don't have private planes. Not all of them have private planes yet. You got to be in office a long time to get those private planes. Those aren't free. So would it be funny if tomorrow there's only like 370 of them could make it back? It'd be delayed. Oh, my Lord. So we'll talk a little bit more about the government. It is Hot Take Tuesday. We got your hot takes, and they're hot. We're serving them piping hot today.
And they're free of charge.
Absolutely free charge. We don't charge you $200 here, right? We thank you for coming. Oh, by the way, our movie's in 3D last night, too. That was cool.
Well, if you were seeing in a 4D theater, wouldn't it make sense that you'd need the other 3Ds?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Some people are like, if you don't wear glasses, here's the thing. People don't know, and I was talking to the guy, and they'll go, because wearing glasses on glasses drives people crazy, and it's understandable. So, but it was pretty cool, though, I would say. Man, there's a couple times you just want to reach out and just go, I'm going to just see if I can grab this monster. Oh, I can't. Right? Ooh. So Hot Take Tuesday coming up. A lot of stuff. By the way, any veterans salutes, text the line. Bell, tell everybody where to text.
615-737-9986.
Yep. Give a shout out to any of the vets out there. We'll make sure we shout them out as best we possibly can. So make sure you shoot us that text. We love hearing from each and every one of you. Happy Tuesday. Happy Veterans Day. It's Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. All right, guys, Relief Factor is going to help you get relief. Let me tell you something. Pickleball, I go play it. I work out, hit the weights in the morning. I'm working out more and more, feeling better and better. And it's all because of my ability to snap back. And thanks to Relief Factor, my aches and pains, I don't have any. So Relief Factor, you can take it every single day. It is formulated. It is safe for you to do that. It's got like omega-3 fatty acids, and it's got resveratrol and curcumin and all this incredible stuff that deals with inflammation. And this helps you with, muscle pain, aches and pains in your joints. It is awesome. And it is that being able to get yourself back to life again, especially after working out and doing stuff, that really helps you along the way. And I tell everybody that it's not the workout, it's the recovery that kicks everybody's butt. Try Relief Factor. You will love it. Whether it's just for your normal aches and pains going through the day, or maybe you're starting to get back at it again, Relief Factor is going to help you. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 800, the number 4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
A historic hotel has gone up in flames here in Middle Tennessee, and it's not the first time. We'll tell you about it coming up at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Give him some shout-outs here on Veterans Day. Captain Bob Laws, U.S. Army. Vanderbilt football captain. Woo, all ACC.
Yes.
All SEC. Good for you. Back in the day, right? A lot of people out there. First Sergeant David Garrett, Cookville. 27 years, U.S. Army. Appreciate all you've done. And keep sending them. We're going to get them in as much as possible. Today is Tuesday. We do a little hot take. Hot take Tuesday. There you go, my man. Let's hot take. All right, Bell, start with you and your hot takes.
This is a personal peeve of mine because I experience it on a regular basis. If you manage a retail store and you put the hand carts at the exit on the left side instead of on the right side where people enter, you're an idiot. Ooh. Because I'm tired of the British left-handed moron that manages a certain grocery store in East Nashville putting the damn hand carts by the exit.
Man, that is insane.
We drive on the right side of the road over here, people.
Do not mess with Bell. He is pissed.
Oh, stay away from that store on grocery day. Woo, Brother Bell's coming.
Oh,
He'll
my
be in
God.
the right lane, by the way.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Oh, all right, my man back there who loves my song.
This is a personal peeve of mine, too. I run into it every day taking my little fat wiener outside. If you don't pick up after your dog, you're not a pet owner. You're a public nuisance with a leash. Oh! Pick up after your dog.
You know, at our apartment, they've got cameras. Our apartment, our place feels like the kind of place that would definitely do DNA testing to find out if your dog took a crapper.
Oh, yeah, our neighborhood does, too.
If you don't pick up after your dog, I always see it says $250 fine. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. For first offense.
Yeah.
I go down there all the time. There's crap on the ground. Nobody picks up, and I've yet to hear somebody go, somebody charged me $250 for my dog being crapping outside.
Same.
Pisses me off.
Same.
Man, I'm so right with you. You don't pick up your dog's poo, right? How? Look, okay, if you go out and your dog does two poos, all right? Right? You came
Or you got
with
two
one.
dogs.
What?
Or you got two dogs. And
Yeah,
they
you
both-
got two dogs, but you came with one bag. You take your dog out. He decides halfway through, I got to go again. And then you're like, oh, okay, maybe you can get away with that. People don't even bring anything. They just walk around, let the dog crap, and they keep going.
They just, oh, well.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
It's not very safe for other pets.
No, it's not.
There's a lot of bacteria in your dog's excrement. That's bad for other dogs.
Yes. Yeah, it's not. Because
Not
the
necessarily
dogs.
good for people either.
No, don't eat them either. That's also bad for you.
When I
Thank
was
you very
watching
much.
Bowie and Red, I would never pick up after him, and I actually had I had a shirt that said the apartment number on it.
That's okay. Because apparently they don't do anything about it. That's all a lie. All of that is a lie. My hot take was a little bit from last week, and I'm going to go back to it. Because I just saw Linda Perry, Ann Wilson. What's the guy from Bad Company? Last name it's
Simon Kirk.
What? Yes, him. The Cameron guy from Pearl Jam having a big debate, and they were all Weird Al should be a first ballot Hall of Famer in the Hall of Fame because of how great he was with parodies and also how much all the other stars love him. And I thought, well, that's maybe not the reason, but I agree. That dude should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I was watching a bunch of stuff.
Name me another parody artist with that level of success.
I can't.
You can't.
I can't. I
For
cannot
that-
name.
for that
Well, I
alone.
can't even name one parody artist.
Yeah, I can't.
There's a couple, but like people that did a parody, but nothing like him. His songs sometimes were more popular than the original.
Yeah, he charted.
I thought his version of I forgot the name of the song. It took up double side. It was a double-sided 45.
Was it Amish Paradise?
No. It was the Star Wars parody he did.
Oh, God, yes.
I thought the version of that was amazing, just in terms of the way he wrote the lyrics and then did the story and expressed it so cinematically and tied it back to the music. Just unbelievably well done.
Well done. And the other thing is, the guy is rock and roll because he never varied in anything. He knew what he was. He loved what he was. And whether he became a rock star / musician or a guy that was a high school teacher who taught music, dude was never going to change. And I think that is so rock and roll right there.
He's still with us, right?
Hell yeah, he's still with us.
Okay, good.
He's still touring.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, good.
Coming to a Lollapalooza near you, which would be hilarious.
Yeah.
I would have him at Coachella. How great would that be? You know what? There used to be rock stars that would say, You're not something until he parodies one of your songs.
Didn't he like do the parody of Michael Jackson's Bad, but
Yeah.
it was I'm fat.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm fat. I'm fat. I'm fat.
When he called Kurt Cobain to ask if he could parody Smells Like Teenage Spirit, Kurt goes, well, is it going to be about food? And he goes, no, it's going to be about how people can't understand your lyrics. He's like, oh, yeah, that's great. Let's do it.
See? Yeah, was it Coolio was the only one that had a problem with him, right?
And I've been told by somebody that works with Coolio that was all for effect.
Yeah.
Because you can't just take somebody's song.
Yeah.
I mean, if he didn't have permission he wouldn't have been able to have done it.
Yeah. And I'm sure Coolio liked the money.
Yeah.
Nobody says, oh, I don't like the money.
Yeah, nobody does.
Nobody. But the fact that Linda Perry and all of these people are like, oh, absolutely, that just reaffirms what I believe. He is a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer with that Weird Al. All right, coming up, we'll talk a little bit about the economy. Got some shout-outs for people out there. Yes, there, Cletus T. Judd. He used to do, wasn't he that, country rapper, right?
I have no idea.
I think he was, but I think he was a little bit more, I don't know.
With a name like Cletus.
You should be. I feel like you're not wearing, you're wearing overalls with no shirt. All right, coming up, we'll talk a little bit about the economy, a bunch of other good stuff on the way. This is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast in 5 minutes. The federal government could reopen as soon as tomorrow once the House expected to vote tomorrow on that short-term spending bill that finally passed the U.S. Senate.
Democratic House Leader Hakeem Jeffries says his members will fight the bill. But given that 8 Senate Democrats voted to pass it, at least some in the House are expected to cross the aisle to send it to the president's desk. The measure would fund agencies through the end of January and require any federal workers laid off during the shutdown to be reinstated. Drawing most Democrats' ire, the bill does not extend expiring COVID-era tax credits that have made health insurance exchange plans more affordable.
Right now in Middle Tennessee, Channel 4's Holly Thompson on the historic Donahoe Hotel fire in Red Boiling Springs in Macon County.
It's happening at the historic Donahoe Hotel. This is at Red Boiling Springs in Macon County. Now, these photos are from Dylan Tilley. We know the flames started around 6 o'clock this morning. At least 3 different fire agencies been working to put out those flames. So far, no injuries have been reported, but fire officials say that building is a total loss.
Yeah, the Donahoe Hotel has deep historical roots. Originally constructed during the resort boom around the mineral springs discovered in the 1830s. It was rebuilt in 1916 after the original structure burned down. The hotel has long been a symbol of Red Boiling Springs' past as a health resort destination. And it's Veterans Day. President Trump laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery. Then he spoke afterward.
Everything we have, everything our country has achieved has been purchased by the muscle, spine, and steel of the United States military. We owe it all to the fierce and noble men and women of the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Space Force, Coast Guard, and the United States Marines.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
The upper 40s to the low 50s. Still chilly tonight, 30s for the overnight low. Temperatures that'll be back in the low to the mid 60s. We'll make a push near 70 on Thursday. Better chance to get back to 70. And even in the low 70s on Friday. Good sunshine to end the week. Saturday and Sunday we'll mix in a few more clouds. The weekend is now looking dry, though, with highs in the low to mid 70s.
Beacon Capital wants to talk to you when it comes to, well, the economy, right? So here's the thing with Beacon Capital. They're more than just, hey, we'll look out for your retirement. They do a lot more than that. They'll help you with taxes. There's a lot of opportunity in the world of taxes where you can save money, including if you're over 65. Save up to $6,000 right now. So this is not a saving. This is a tax deduction. But remember, the One Big Beautiful Bill, it only allows certain things for a certain amount of time. So there's some phase out of these and certain qualifications. But you know what? If you don't ask, you'll never get. And let Beacon help you with that. Maybe you've got issues when it comes to your retirement. You're not sure if you're going to last the entire time as far as how much money. Double check with Beacon. They'll help you with that. Or maybe you're thinking, hey, you know what? We need to talk about, things like estate planning, long-term care. They can help you with that. It's a simple phone call. And again, they can do it all. It is a free personalized financial consultation with our friends at Beacon. Visit beaconcm.com or call 615-488-9303, 615-488-9303, or again, beaconcm.com for Beacon Capital Management. This is a paid placement. More shout-outs on this Veterans Day. Army veteran Sergeant Woods. She was a Black Hawk helicopter, honorably discharged. Thank you so much for your service. Appreciate that. Again, if you've got some, we're going to try to get to everybody we possibly can today for our shout-outs, and a thank you for all the stuff that people did. I mean, we always think, too, it's not just about the veterans. Think about their families and all the stuff they go through. The sacrifices of mom or dad being away for months, at times, years, come back, and they're not the same. There's a lot that goes into being a military family. Even in times of relative peace, you're still away from your family a lot of times. So, shout out to everybody who's endured that. The economy, stupid. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Go ahead, be pissed. I don't care. Because we tell you the truth, and really, I don't give a rat's ass. Stop it. Okay? Just stop telling me how I should feel or anybody should feel about the economy when the economy is kicking them straight in the grundle.
It was a con job. It was a con job. Affordability, they call it, was a con job by the Democrats. The Democrats are good at a few things: cheating on elections and conning people with facts that aren't true. They said, "Oh, I don't want to talk about affordability." The reason I don't want to talk about affordability is because everybody knows that it's far less expensive under Trump than it was under Sleepy Joe Biden, and the prices are way down.
No, they're not. That's the truth. They're not. They're not far cheaper. Stuff hasn't crashed and down to virtually nothing. It hasn't. Some things have gone down. Some things have gone up.
To counter the inflation we had under Biden, you would literally have to have deflation now.
Yes, absolutely. You would have to have that deflation. And it's not cheaper. Sorry, sir. Just isn't. I'm not going to BS. And by the way, don't gaslight us. You know who thinks that? Yeah, right? Like, don't tell me when I go to my bank account after I've been to the movie theaters, or heaven forbid, you go and you're like, we just went to the store and we got how much, and this is how much it cost. Don't tell me, oh, it's great, things are amazing, things are awesome. Don't tell me that. That's what Biden did, right? Biden's sitting back going, that's what I was saying. No, don't do it. That doesn't help your cause at all. It doesn't. Be honest with the people. Things haven't gone down. Your tariffs, by the way, haven't brought prices down. And manufacturing, as we've talked about, isn't going to be the way that everybody thinks. Well, manufacturing, it's not coming back. Not that way. Even if it does come back, you know who's going to be doing it? Robots. Sure, it might be manufactured here, but who makes them? Robots. Unions don't. But when you tell me everything is great and it's a con job and none of it's real and it's all fake and everything is fake, that's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. I mean, that's the thing that infuriates me. You could look and go, look, things suck right now. There's no doubt. Look, we're doing some stuff. This wasn't going to be easy. The tariffs, which I always thought was a bad idea, but whatever. And, we may have to pay those back, but he's going to try to give you all the cash you can up front, which isn't a good idea either, by the way. By the way, for those of you guys that are like, ooh, $2,000, it would cost 2.5 to 3 times as much, depending on how much he gives out. 2.5, 3 times as much if he was to send that out, that what he has brought in. What do you think that's going to do? Think that's going to help anything? No, it's not. This is not a good situation. We can be honest about it. We can hold people's feet to the fire. I don't think anything wrong with that.
No. In fact, it shows that you respect the American people by telling them you understand what's going on, because, as we know, that is the exact opposite of what the Biden administration did, and it's seemingly what this administration is trying to do.
Yeah. The exact thing that he was doing last year. that it was transitory. Then they realized it wasn't. But don't worry, because it's better. And you guys just don't. You're not really paying attention. Not really. Everybody was paying attention. Everybody was seeing what's going on. Everybody felt it. And the same people are feeling it today. And what are they saying? They're saying things are, things are the same. It feels the same. Feels like prices are still up. Feels like prices are still, kicking us in the grundle. And you know what? If you're 60, this is what I get. Anybody over the age, anybody who's just sold for MAGA, I don't care. I don't want to hear it, right? Because it could be $50,000 for a gallon of gas. You'd be like, this is exactly what I voted for. You people don't count. All right? That's a cult. But don't lie to us. Don't. I mean, and some of you may be fine with that, right? You're probably fine with your wife lying to you too, or your husband. But I'm not. I don't care if your wife or husband lies to me, but to you, but it's a you thing. They're like, well, eggs are down. Biden didn't cause eggs to go through the roof. That was a bird flu epidemic. They had to kill all the egg-laying hens.
Yep. And the same thing with beef prices.
Yes.
You had those fires that devastated herds in West Texas and in the plains. And that's the reason. That is a lot of the reason beef is so high right now.
Yeah, again, some of those things are nature. We can't fix that. But some of the other stuff isn't. And, inflation coupled with tariffs and trade wars isn't going to bring things down. Look, we've had a hell of a run. And Trump telling everybody that, hey, guess what? The stock market's way up. Okay? Main Street and Wall Street are two different things. People aren't living off of their, my dividends are coming in. I'm making huge money. Your 401k might be up, but you're 42 years old. You're not pulling from that thing today.
Yeah, that's going to be a little while before you dip into that.
Yeah. It is one of those things where, and this is the thing I get all the time. Let's have a real conversation about it. And I always say this, what matters most to me is independence. See where they are, see how they feel, because they're the ones who put everybody over the finish line.
Oftentimes we talk about independence, and sometimes that group of voters includes folks who lean either the Republican or Democratic side. I decide to look at pure independence, those who don't lean towards either side. And look at this, disapprove of Trump on the economy. Among pure independents, we're talking about 4 in 5. 4 in 5, 79%. I'm laughing because you rarely ever see a number this high. 79% of pure independents disapprove of Trump on the economy. How about this? This is no outlier, Kate. This is no outlier because look at Marquette University, their law school. 76% of pure independents disapprove of Trump on the economy. When you put it all together with the approval ratings, it averages out to a net approval rating on the economy among pure independents of, get this, minus 58 points. Oy vey, as my mother used to say. This is the type of thing that is political nightmare fuel. And
yeah, that's nightmare fuel. I don't think we're going to see any big giant crash of prices from now until Christmas. The job market, man, we don't even know what those numbers are because, they're not reporting them and the government's been shut down. But ADP's numbers were ugly. Part of that's AI. And, Ken and I have talked about this last couple of weeks, man. We're not getting those big stories. We're like, Walmart's hiring for 500 billion people.
100,000 seasonal workers.
Yeah.
We're not hearing that.
No, we're not. And so these are all questions that are fair to ask. And this isn't about whether or not I like Trump or don't like Trump. You know what I care about? I care about you and I, the American people. Parties are a waste of time. They come and go, right? I care about whether or not we're on the right track. And right now, I feel like economically, we're not. We're not on the right track. And everybody says, go look at gas prices. He keeps saying $2 a gallon. Where's that? Does anybody pay $2 a gallon? By the way, does anybody pay $2 a gallon that didn't go to Costco and use their giant rewards points? Because I've done that. You ever done that? It's like 9 cents. You're just telling everybody, come on by, it's free. I got 9 cents.
I got to get me one of those Costco cards.
Yeah, you do. You got to get you one of those. Those things are awesome. And if you ever want 12 gallons of mayonnaise, you're not going to get it anywhere else. I'll tell you that right now.
There is no amount that is enough.
There's never. I could live in here.
That's going to be my hot take next Tuesday.
There's no amount that's ever enough. It is a frustrating thing, but and several of you have chimed in and kind of said the same thing about, he's got to learn from this. He's not. He got his ass handed to him. They all did. He'll say he's not on the ballot. Sorry, dude, you're on the ballot. Every president is on a ballot, even if they're not on the ballot. Your policies last week was a whooping. It was. It was a whooping. Why? Because people are frustrated. They're angry. They're unhappy about the way things are. And yes, Virginia was probably going to always go blue. New Jersey, they thought that was going to be close. She won by 13 points. But you have to say to yourself, okay, we're not on the right track. What gets us on the right track? Well, the right track isn't telling everybody how great everything is. It's being honest with people. And if you can't be honest with the people who voted for you, what does that say? Because you know what? You can sit there and there's always, you tell a lie long enough, it becomes the truth. Not when it comes to your bank account. That's for damn sure. Keep telling yourself as you got 23 cents left in it and a week to go before your next payday, oh, I'm a gazillionaire. And then use your card and see how that goes. We're feeling it. Just don't lie. It's that simple. Just tell us the truth. That's it. All right, coming up. Speaking of Trump, now that the Congress has to come back in, it looks like we may get a vote on something. We'll talk a little bit about that. If you must say the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. It is the Chad Benson Show. Super Talk 997. Birch Gold. Let me tell you something. Why gold? Well, first of all, diversification is key. And right now they're doing a Black Friday sale, and it's awesome. So if you buy $20,000, they're going to send you gold to your house. So for every purchase, $20,000, right? You're getting an IRA or 401k, tax shelter. You can move it over. They're going to get you free gold sent directly to you. So at the beginning of the year, gold right around $2,600. Today, when I last checked, it was $4,140. And it's starting to settle. This has kind of become the norm. Why? Uncertainty. You got tons of countries moving away from the U.S. dollar because as their reserve currency because they're worried about what's going on. So from now until the 30th, you can get free gold with qualifying purchase. And Birch, they specialize in converting IRAs and 401ks into IRAs backed by precious metals. So that's what I want you to do. They're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, but you need to get the info for yourself. Text the word Benson to 989898 now to claim your eligibility. Receive a free info kit on gold. Opportunity free gold purchase ends on November 30th. So take advantage of this now. Text the word Benson to 989898 for Birch Gold.
A Metro school shooting settlement tops $300,000. Details coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
So now that they're coming back, the old house there, 218 was all they needed. They needed one more vote for the Epstein stuff. Grijalva will be that, although I'm sure Mike Johnson will figure out a way for her not to be sworn in because we decided only to swear people in next year. I have to do it in pairs.
We just don't have enough time.
We don't have enough words. I'm limited to words. I have to do it in pairs.
We had an appointment to meet for it, and I couldn't find her.
So funny. If I was her, I would have been in D.C. the entire time, standing in front of his office. Going, I'm here. You can do it. I'm here. Let's get this done. I'm here. Sorry, we don't do it then. But did you see what there's... that old Ghislaine? Yeah, that's what I'm going to call you. Put an L in your name and you get called that. She wants a commutation. She wants to get out. She thinks she's going to get that.
She deserves it.
Oh, yeah. She's been solid.
Well, she's attractive. Why should she be in prison?
She is. They're talking about the fact that she has visits with puppies. They bring puppies in for her. I don't know if she eats them or not. I don't know what she does with them. But also that, like, she's just planning all the stuff. They make special food for her. Like, she got, like, it is insane. It is crazy. Lady, you, according to many of the women that were girls, were worse than he was. And you're getting special favors? That is insane. I'm sorry. That's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. He cannot get her out of jail. If he gets her out of jail.
But Chad, attractive women don't belong in prison.
There's plenty of them, right? Have you ever gone to?
They shouldn't be in prison.
Have you ever gone to, what is that? There's like Data Hottie, like Data Jailbird.
Oh, yeah.
They go one of those things. You're like, she's kind of hot. Then you look, she's like, oh, she's doing 75 years. It's a perfect relationship. She's far away.
She'll never catch me cheating.
Remember that Seinfeld? Whenever George started dating a white-collar crime convict. And he thought, it's perfect, Jerry.
I don't have to worry about the pop-in. Yeah. And then she got out of jail.
The pop-in.
Oh.
That is so funny. That is.
And then he was conspiring to get her back into jail, so he goes to the warden and says, oh, we're having a wonderful time. She talks about getting the old gang back together.
That was just, the show was about nothing and yet something every day. The beauty of that show. That was brilliance. Absolute brilliance. You know, as we were just talking about the economy, it's fun. Did you say this stuff about Biden? All the time, nonstop, every day. See, the beauty of being an independent and somebody who can think for themselves is I don't see through the colored glasses of MAGA or the Democrats or any of that. I see what life really is. And you know what? I get it. I care about us. That's it. I care about us. And I look around and life's more expensive and you're telling me it's not. And I should just deal with it. And yeah, if you can't call out your own and at least try to say, hey, come on, be honest. That is a cult. Deal with it in a real way. You're not saying you don't like him anymore, but yeah, I'll call Biden out all the time. Biden's not in office anymore, though. He's gone.
And he doesn't know where he is.
And he didn't know where he was then, doesn't know where he is now. All right, coming up, hour number 2 of the program. Don't go anywhere. Chad Betts Show, Super Talk 99.7.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. First, we got a crash to tell you about, folks. This is a crash in the construction zone, Sumner County, Millersville to be precise, 65 northbound right before Louisville Highway, exit 98. The federal government could be reopened as soon as tomorrow. The House expected to vote on that short-term spending bill that finally passed the U.S. Senate.
The president calling for air traffic controllers to be penalized if they haven't shown up for work. The president writing on social media that those who called out should leave their jobs with no payment or severance of any kind, while those who didn't take time off should get a bonus of $10,000.
We should not have had people leaving their jobs. And what I basically did is say the ones that stayed, of which there were a lot of them, I'm sending them a $10,000 bonus.
Where's that money coming from?
I don't know. I'll get it from someplace.
So President Trump did sign a bill into law back in 2019 that guarantees back pay for all federal workers.
That's Rachel Scott reporting. By the way, the House to hold its first round of votes tomorrow afternoon, but this deal leaves many Democrats outraged because it does nothing to address expiring Obamacare tax subsidies that the party spent weeks holding out on as a precondition for reopening the government. Right now in Middle Tennessee, News 2 says Metro Nashville Public Schools has approved a $300 settlement for the family of Jocelyn Correa Escalante, the student killed in the Antioch High School shooting last January. The family's lawsuit claimed the district ignored warning signs about the shooter, Solomon Henderson, who had a history of violent behavior. MNPS says the settlement avoids further trauma, does not admit wrongdoing. Since the tragedy, the district has added weapon detection systems and increased police presence in schools. Anonymous tips and interviews from members of the public have helped solve a murder in Alameda County, California, more than 30 years later.
In June of 1993, 30-year-old Zachary Jackson was murdered in his home, shot to death by somebody, but no arrests were made and the case went cold. Now, more than 3 decades later, Jackson's alleged killers have been arrested. Alameda County Sheriff's investigator Patrick Smith.
There is no statute of limitations on murder.
The mother of Jackson's 2 children has been arrested in New York, and her boyfriend in the 90s was arrested in Iowa. He allegedly pulled the trigger. The case was reopened 2 weeks ago when new leads came in, including anonymous tips. Alex Stone, ABC News.
President Trump speaking today at Arlington National Cemetery in honor of Veterans Day.
Today we know without any doubt in our hearts that after 2.5 centuries, America stands tall because America's veterans stood so strong. And soon our country will be stronger than ever before.
Trump thanking service members who are currently serving. He also honored the more than 1 million Americans who died while serving their country. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
So what was the settlement? $300K? Somebody's like, tell Ken it wasn't $300K for the kid. Somebody got a settlement? Man. Is this that shooting last year? Is that what that was? I think they were talking about. I can't remember what shooting. There's so many damn shootings at school, for God's sake. Stop bringing guns. What the hell's wrong with you kids? Whatever, fist fights, right?
Yeah, really.
Remember the movie Friday? But we live to tell about it. John Witherspoon telling his son, go out there and throw a blow, and you fight, you get angry, and then you move on with your life. It's that simple. The government is not open. Is this the beginning of the end or the end of the beginning? Tomorrow, they're all going to get together. Old Mike Johnson.
He's going to get us back to regular order, baby. He told me so.
He is. He's already said. Probably not going to vote on that. Oh, Schumer's done. Man, that old guy's done.
Dude, he's cooked.
He is
the way they're coming after him. If he doesn't resign before the end of the session, I'll be shocked.
Yeah. I mean, he is done. Just absolutely cooked. He did this to himself. He stayed around too long. Look, at one time he served a purpose when they were younger and sprier and they could, everybody else was closer to the age. Now you've got an older generation versus a younger generation. You got a frustrated electorate who's looking out there and saying, we don't want any part of this crap you're offering us. And he doesn't know what to do, right? So everybody said, we spoke with him. We did. And, we told him basically, screw it. We're going to do whatever the hell we want to do. And they did. And they did. I mean, it is hilarious because he had no chance. Everybody keeps asking me, who do you think is going to, I've got several of you before this. Who do you think is going to run for president? AOC. AOC's not running for president. She's going to be she knows she's going to be senator. By the way, I think in straw polls, she's up by 27, some ridiculous amount.
It's probably a better deal to be senator anyway.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, are you kidding me?
Yeah, you stay there forever, do all the inside trading,
exactly.
Get all this kickback from K Street.
All day long. It's just, you get all of the power, right? To a certain extent. You get all of the stuff, the goodies, all of the recognition without really all of the real responsibility.
She'll have a special ring made that the lobbyist has to kiss when they come into her office.
Yes.
Do you get your own bathroom?
Yeah, I think they do. Don't they have their own?
I think they have their own bathrooms in their offices.
Yeah, they do.
That's it. I'm running.
Man, I tell you what.
I'm running.
That right there is awesome. Awesome. Having your own bathroom in your office, you made it.
If they don't have them in their, I'm not 100% positive on that, but if they don't have them in their offices, they do have a congressional gym that they can go to, and there's showers in there.
Hey.
I know they have their own gyms. They have their own barbers. They have they have their own little stuff that goes on in there. That's the beauty of that. There's a reason that they don't want to give up the stuff, right? They like it. They like the fact that they're celebrities. Remember, politics is just entertainment for ugly people, right? Like you look at AOC and you're like, you know what, right? She's a congressional 9, but she's a hot chick in the mall 5. Is that wrong? But it's true.
Hot chick in the mall,
right? Because it's like you ever watch even the Miss Americas or the Miss Universe, and you're like, yeah, she's pretty, but there's 20 chicks at the mall that are hotter than her. Kids, and by the way, I used to say kids, but I got a story later. Gen Z is bringing back the mall in a major way.
All right,
in a major way, and malls are starting to prepare for a younger generation, but. Yeah, this all politics is theatrics now. It is. It's super theatrics. It's like, I could make everybody, and what do they prey on? They use social media to get people to have an emotion about something. They use fear. as a way to get people to react.
Bingo.
Yeah, that's it. It's like the Mondani thing. Tomorrow it's going to be like Islamabad. I'm like, really? Do you really think that? Do you really think it's going to be like Islamabad? I'm just curious. Because I bet you it doesn't. He can't even get his damn bus thing done because Kathy Hochul came out and said, no. No. That was the one thing he thought, I could at least get everybody free bus passes. He's going to have to go buy bus passes for everybody himself. It's not going to be like...
No, he's not going to pay the consequences for his own promises.
No. They never do. So, but that's the funny thing. It's like the fear is... It is so much easier for me to get you to react out of in anger or anything to have a nuanced conversation. It's like, you know what I could do is I could present some data and some facts and we could have a conversation. Or it's better that I just tell you that this person's going to lead you to ruin and destroy everything about your life, get you to angrily react towards it, and then I've got you. And the algorithms play it out. The algorithms are huge in that. It's, it is frustrating. And we see it with the text messages that come in. You guys get mad at me. For what? For relaying the reality of something? Doesn't mean it's going to be like this forever. But if we can't, it's like...
If you really cared, you drink the Kool-Aid too.
I can't. I don't like Kool-Aid, as we all know.
It does suck.
And Chad only drinks what he likes. I do. I don't eat raisins, and I only drink what I like. So there you guys go. How's that about something right there?
How you like them raisins?
Oh, I do. It is Veterans Day. I'm interested, in some of you guys are texting in. If you've got a veteran, do you want to salute? Or maybe it's just you. We're trying to give out as many shout-outs as possible. It's funny because a lot of veterans, they feel uncomfortable, with that kind of stuff. But a lot of it's for your family members and stuff. And we're so blessed. Chris and I were talking about before, the Brits have basically allowed Britain to become whatever the hell it's become. I don't even know anymore. Again, like you said, you go to jail for a Facebook post. I mean, did you see they let somebody out, a murderer out of jail the other day? He was so confused, he just stood outside the jail. I think he thought he was going to get killed. He just hung out outside. They just on accident, well, yeah, you're free. And I think he thought, okay, they're just trying to kill me. They want me to go for it so they can blow me away.
That's probably what he thought.
It's Running Man.
Did they give a reason for releasing him?
Incompetence. Hello, Jim.
Oh, so it was an accident.
Yeah. Oh, Jim, yeah, you're a moron. That's what we found out here on the old thing. You're an idiot. And so, idiot, yeah, that's what it was. So, but the Brits are sideways. They've done this to themselves. People say it could happen here. It's not going to happen here. You want to know why? We have guns. We have a Second Amendment and we have a First Amendment. That's why it's not going to happen here. But they've allowed, well, first of all, they did something where, and this is something I don't think people realize, they conquered so much of the world, then made everything a territory, then gave a lot of people rights to their country, and then their empire shrunk. But people still come. And then they've allowed their soft-headedness to rule their day. It's not going to happen here. No matter what everybody said. What did Tommy Tuberville say the other day? He said something about, well, it's too late now because already that New York is Sharia law. I'm like, okay. But that's the fear factor. It's the beauty of it. That's all I need is to get somebody to believe that. I'm telling you guys, we could start a cult.
There is no way that any feminist is going to see something go into place like, the parts of Sharia law that minimize women and not turn on him like a rabid dog.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Have you not met the women of New York City? Have you not met? All they do is just neuter men all day because they're higher-powered boss babes. What are you doing? Oh, I'm like a vet. I'm just going around neutering men. Shh, with the spray on. They're all like our friend Kylie. Oh, boy, do I got some stuff from Kylie, too. But
we get any more from Jess?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I would think that the LGBTQ community should be kind of concerned.
Yeah.
Nah, they're focused on Queers for Palestine.
That's another one of those things.
Which that is just moronic.
Yeah, no doubt. Again, reality doesn't sink into 90% of stuff in politics anymore. It doesn't. We've lost the plot when it comes to that. But yet, at the same time, I tell everybody this because of our soldiers, because of all of our stuff. By the way, the stuff that we argue about, it is so tiny compared to the rest of the world. It is so small. We argue over, the economy, good, bad. Well, compared to what? For us, yes, it sucks right now. There's a lot of people who are waiting in line to get food. A lot of people are struggling, and they're making it barely, paycheck to paycheck. We were talking about today, by the way, if you guys got any recommendations on good tires at a discount price. Bell and I were chatting about this earlier. The people are financing a set of tires because they're so damn expensive.
They're taking loans out to get tires.
Last the set of 4 that I've got on my little Hyundai Elantra cost me $785.
Sweet mother of God, they're not Toyo tires. You're like, I'm not racing, right? You understand this is an Elantra. It's not slammed. I'm not going to go out at night and race a bunch of kids down the street in their Celicas.
I got an estimate from like a little mom and pop store, and it was $640.
Oh, okay. That's.
I remember when you could buy a set of tigers. Well, maybe that's next.
By the way, I can get you a tiger.
I'm going to give you tigers. But no tigers for air traffic controllers, though. You guys didn't work.
No tigers for air traffic controllers.
No, but I remember spending less than $500 for a set of tires just to get me from A to B. That's gone, man. It's gone.
Yeah, it is gone.
The last time I bought tires, and I had to have, obviously they have to be balanced and all that stuff. I think I want to say it was just slightly over 500, like 505.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And I remember the last time, we got tires on one of our cars, and it was so damn expensive. And I'm like, sweet mother of God. It was like $1,200 or $1,300. And I'm like, this is so ridiculous. And I'm thinking to myself, it's rubber, right? Like, what's the cost? I remember, like going to, Nacho's tire store in Palm Springs, man. It's like he'll give you 4 tires for $280. Not one of them match. They're all the same size, but you ain't getting the same kind.
Yeah. You got a different tread on each tire.
Totally.
Hey, in my earlier years, I've had to do that.
Oh, yeah, it was great. I'm like, I just need to go. That's how much I cared about tires, but I tell you what, it worked. It rolled. It got me to where I needed to be. But not one of them was. This one had like 20,000 miles left on it. This one had about 25. They weren't from the same tire company, right? This was a Firestone over here. You don't even know what it is anymore. It worked. It worked, though. But now it's like, hey, would you like to take out a loan to buy tires? Excuse me? What's in my tires? Is there heroin in my tires?
No, but we can pack some in there if you're going to go across the border.
Oh, goodness me. The cost of life, people, getting more and more expensive. All right, coming up, it is our fun time. It is non-political, by the way, people. We do it each and every week. It's Hot Take Tuesdays, where we do a hot take on stuff that's going on out there in the world that is non-political. If you got a hot take on something, it could be about spaghetti, it could be about television, it could be about any of that stuff, let me know. We'd love to hear from you. We'll do that straight ahead. This is Chad Metz Show, Super Talk 997. Prize Picks is awesome. Download the Prize Picks app today. It's America's #1 fantasy sports app. You get, when you use my code Chad, you're going to get $50 instantly in lineups to play your first $5 lineups. What does that mean? A lineup is 2 or more players based on their projected stats. It could be basketball. It could be Durant. It could be Curry. It can be Grayson Allen. It could be any of the hot players out there that are doing their thing. And it's based on their stats, whether it's more than 3.5 3-pointers, more than 2 steals. Same thing with football or hockey or soccer or anything else. That's what you're doing. And with football season right now, great opportunities across the board. So when you download the app and use my coach ad, the minute you play your first $5 lineup, so it's 2 more players, you get $50 instantly. It's that easy. What are you waiting for? Download the app now, Prize Picks app, use my coach ad, get that $50 in lineups instantly in your account when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Must be 21 in Tennessee. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789.
Why some Tennessee foster kids ended up sleeping in state offices and what Governor Lee says needs to change. Coming up at Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, damn Skippy. I told my wife about that the other day. She's like, oh, God. I'm like, No, my mom was a foster parent for a while.
It takes special people.
It does. It takes special people. Plus, you know what? Even when you get the kids, the reality is, most of the time, the people who work at foster care in a lot of these places, they're idiots. Yeah, you know, they are. It becomes, we got lied to on so many occasions.
There's been more than one case in the last few years here where the state's fostering system has been called into heavy question.
Yeah, you know, the first time my mom got a kid, they said, oh, the parents will not know where they are. The parents showed up like 20, 30 minutes after they left.
Wow.
And these were some gangstar parents, by the way.
Yeah, that can't happen.
No, I mean, that's the kind of stuff. And you just sit there and you go, good God. All right, it's Hot Take Tuesday. Hot Take Tuesday. There you go, my man. Yeah, hot takes. Spirit fingers. My hot take today is the one, the only, the man, the weird, the Al, the Yankovic.
Yes, sir.
Is a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, and he should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Damn it, you put Cyndi Lauper in, you need to put him in.
Nothing against Cyndi.
Nothing against her, because she's going to show that true colors.
You got to put Weird Al in.
You got to put, he's both weird and Al. Put him in, damn it.
I couldn't believe Bad Company was not in the Hall of Fame before this past week.
No, that's weird. Again,
I'm just thinking,
sometimes you're like, that's a no-brainer. Why are they not in there?
And some of their members that are founding members have already passed on.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same reason it took forever for KISS to get in, and that's because you've got, old hippies that are running the selection committee, and if they don't personally like it or they found it, ignore them.
Yeah, don't do that. You people, come on. Just, it's like anything else. Get your head out your butt. All right? Bell.
Get your head out your butt.
Get your head out your butt. Bell, what is your hot take?
It's overly personal this week, but to the manager at a certain grocery store in East Nashville, we drive on the right side of the road here. We walk on the right side of the sidewalk, and I would appreciate it if you'd put the damn hand carts on the right side where the entrance is, not over by the exit. You jackass.
Oh, man. Man, you were coming hard, dude. You were coming so hard on that. So when you're walking up, I just want to get this right. So I'm walking up. The entrance is here on the right.
The entrance is off to your right.
But I got to go get the stuff. Well, the problem is, Belle, think about this for a second. If I'm coming out with my stuff, that's the exit. I pick up my groceries, and I just put it right there, and I go to my car.
These are being stacked by the employees. So somebody is telling the employees, put it by the exit. And that person telling the employees to put it by the exit is an idiot.
Yeah, because you don't need it at the exit. Oof. You're blocking people's way.
That is crazy.
And you're pissing me off in the progress.
Do not make Bell mad. You wouldn't like Bell when he's mad. You wouldn't. All right, my man, Ken, what you got for us?
If you don't pick up after your dog, you're not a pet owner. You're a public nuisance with a leash.
Ooh.
Pick up after your dogs, people.
Yeah, I don't know how people don't do that anymore. First of all, we've got cameras everywhere, right? The shame should be the thing that makes you do it. The minute you do, people just go, shame, shame.
Dude, there's been a couple of times where I forget to refill Fritz's poop sack dispenser.
Yeah.
And I get out there, he does his business, and I'm out of sacks. And it's embarrassing because to somebody who just happens to be like looking at me through their window or their Ring doorbell camera, it just looks like I'm just leaving it there. But, I mean, I am rushing home to get a new roll of sacks so I can go back and pick that up.
Okay.
It drives me crazy.
Yeah. You know what? You are a hero, right, in doing that. Anybody who goes, I do that sometimes, and it's funny because I know people will come down and they'll look at my dogs, and they'll look at somebody who's left a giant turd there, and they'll think, is that your dog? Does that look like my dog could do that? That's 8 pounds. My dog weighs 4 pounds. If he did that, he'd disappear.
He would, yeah, he'd be gone.
Yeah, he'd be gone. He would be, I mean, that is so funny. And then I'm telling you guys, it is just ridiculous. How hard is it to pick up? It's your dog. It's your responsibility.
Just get you the little sacks.
That's it.
Pick it up and throw it away.
It ain't that hard, baby. That's all I'm saying. It ain't that hard. It isn't. Just pick it up. What's different? If it crapped in your house, are you going to just leave it there? No,
Exactly.
you're going to pick it up.
Exactly.
You nuts. You wackadoos. You whack-a-nut-doos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coming up, talk a little Obamacare. Got some of your hot takes. Also, it's Veterans Day. If you have shout-outs to veterans, we'll get some of those out for you. Please send us your text. You can also tweet us at Chad Benson Show. This is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
.1:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. We are still showing a crash. Talbot's Corner blocking the right shoulder, 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. Full forecast in 5 minutes. Federal government could be reopened as soon as tomorrow. The House expected to vote on the short-term spending bill that finally passed the U.S. Senate. Here's Jay O'Brien.
Those tens of millions of Americans who rely on SNAP are still in limbo. Many are only getting partial payments of their benefits this month. As a court battle over SNAP plays out, the USDA now in a memo is demanding states to, quote, immediately undo any full payments that were made for the month of November. A federal judge is blocking enforcement of that memo memo this morning accusing the Trump administration of, quote, trying to play vindictive games with critical food assistance.
Right now in Tennessee, Fox 17 says Governor Bill Lee is responding to reports that 10 foster children recently had to sleep in state offices due to a lack of suitable placements. He says Tennessee must recruit more foster families and expand crisis care options. The Department of Children's Services says these children have complex needs that make traditional placements unsafe. Lawmakers calling for more transparency and urgent reforms to prevent this from happening again. And today is Veterans Day, where we remember those who have served in the U.S. military. President Trump laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery, and afterward he thanked service members, said the U.S. will celebrate Victory Days for both world wars.
From now on, we're going to be celebrating Victory Day for World War I, for World War II, and frankly, for everything else. Under the Trump administration, we're restoring the pride and the winning spirit of the United States military.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Wellness Institute of Nashville, they're amazing. By the way, Dr. Ashley, right? Dr. Mitchell, they're incredible. If you've got issues with your back, I'm talking about real issues, right? You know, and you're worried should I get surgery? Should I have spinal injections, painkillers? But I don't want to do any of those things. You don't have to. You haven't been to Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Ashley at the Wellness Institute. You're missing out because they're there. They're ready right now. Big Daddy Trump special, $12, comprehensive exam, x-rays if needed. They're going to explain diagnosis on the first treatment. You got an MRI? Bring your MRI. Right? You can check out everything they do at painisbad.com or call 615-246-5009. So many of you I hear from go there and you're amazed. First and foremost, how they take care of you is incredible. Secondly, the facility. What otherworldly? It's like being in a spaceship, and that's when their knowledge takes over along with their technology like nobody's business, and you get back to feeling amazing. If you thought to yourself, I can never live a pain-free life, wrong. It's totally possible with the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Call them today, 615-246-5009. 615-246-5009. Or check them out at painisbad.com. All right, guys, let's talk about my good friends at Busy Bee. So November, right now, Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is serving up big savings and gratitude. So if you've got a clogged drain, right, do not wait. Get the 93 free mainline opening special. That's right, only $93. Offers valid single-family homes with a clean-out. And here's the great thing that Busy Bee does all the time. They're honoring our heroes. One veteran's going to win 50-gallon water heater with expansion tank and installation. Just send a photo of you in uniform. Winner's going to be announced later today, so you still have some time, though. Now, check this out. If you're feeling very festive and you want to submit your favorite Thanksgiving recipe, you could win up to $2,000 off a new HVAC install. Runner-up gets $1,000 announced on Facebook Live November 21st. Remember, don't steal our ambrosia recipe. And don't forget, clog drain, especially for Thanksgiving. Families coming over, a lot of people, right? Here comes Uncle Herbert. He's already had a lot of stuff today. He's going to sit down there. You know he's going to have a giant blowout. You don't want this thing backed up because it's just going to ruin Thanksgiving. It's a $93 or free mainline opening special. Get it open for him especially. $93. Offer valid. Single-family homes only. Call 775-7833 or visit busybhvac.com. Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, where comfort meets care. The da-na-na-na-na-na. Man, I tell you what, one person hit it out of the park about the burgers. Said, hot take, if fast food's going to cost as much as casual sit-down dining, then food better be good and fresh. If not, I mean, it's so true.
Yes, sir.
If it can cost you $100. And then he said, and bring the burger robots on if these teenagers don't want to get my order right and fresh.
The first time. At least you don't expect a smile from a robot.
No. Not yet. Not yet. But soon.
Make sure the fries are not soggy. Make sure they're still crispy.
Yes. How hard is that? It is. It's not that hard, guys.
And I don't want the bun on my filet of fish to be rock hard.
No.
Filet of fish.
You better make that McRib as good as you've ever made anything that ever looked like that. Never.
And the tartar sauce better have mayonnaise in it.
Oh, God, yes. Mayonnaise.
In fact, anything I order, just put mayonnaise on it.
I don't care if it's a milkshake.
Yeah, if it's a Frosty, you better have.
By the way, that was my urban word of the day today was milk fake. Because people who are lactose intolerant, like Dee Dee, my stepdaughter.
Yeah.
Those aren't milkshakes. Those are milk fakes because they got oat milk in them or almond milk.
Lactate.
My milk tick brings all the boys to the yard and milk fake. Oh, Chad. Monkeys, somebody said needs to be in the Hall of Fame. That's a debate right there.
They're not in the Hall of Fame?
No,
they
I don't think
should
so.
be.
They should be.
Absolutely.
They should
Chart
absolutely
hits they had.
be in the Hall of Fame. 100%.
And there's only one of them left alive at this point.
Yeah, I know.
Don't
Is
wait
it
till
Mickey?
Yes.
Yeah, Mickey Dolenz is it.
Yeah.
Davey was the first one to go, right?
Yeah.
Then it was
No. Peter was the first.
Peter Tork was the first one, then Davey.
Then Davey, and then Michael.
Mike. And so all that's left is Mr. Dolenz. His daughter was hot. I had such a crush on him. Her. And him. He was awesome, too. I'd have been that. Those sideburns. Oh, God. I wish I could have. Oh, wait, I can't have sideburns like that. I want to grow my sideburns out like crazy, like I was in the 1900s, early 1900s. Walk around with a big bowler cap. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Hey, did you see the French guy, the French kid that they were looking to be the mystery man over in France that they thought was maybe the mind behind the theft?
The Louvre theft?
Yeah, because it was this kid in all these pictures, and he's got this outfit, this dapper outfit on, and all these like bowler hats and all these old hats. It's a 15-year-old kid. It's just like an artsy fartsy kid.
A little cosplay.
Yeah, right. You guys, this is why you lose wars, France. Once again, this is why. By the way, the cost. Some of you talking about your tires. Have you seen some of these, Bell?
Yeah, so Picky sent me a text and said for his F-150, it's $2,000.
Oh yeah, definitely. Truck tires, man. Whew. Everything with the truck too. Just filling up the tank.
Yeah, the truck tires though. My God, $2,000. Somebody said they had Harley ones, and they were ridiculous for their Harley.
Yeah, it was like $1,000 for 2 tires for a Harley.
Man. And the disposable fee is my favorite one as well.
To get rid of your tires for you.
Oh, we got to dispose of these. Really? What are you going to do with them? Are you
resell them?
Yeah, there you go. We're going to retread them and sell them. Duh. There you go. Retread them and sell them.
That, or they're just going to turn them into a recycler who's probably going to pay them a fee for them.
Oh, God, the retreading and selling. That is, God, those.
I don't think you can retread in this state anymore.
Probably not, huh? Yeah, some places you can. But that's what I love. Every place has some sort of, you're getting rid of your battery, your car battery? Yeah, I need a new car battery. Oh, that's going to be a $27 disposal fee? Well, why should I give you $27 for you to dispose of it? Why can't I just keep it and have one of those days when they come and pick it up? It doesn't matter. I'm still charging you for it. Well, this is stupid.
It's like when you get your oil changed now, there's a disposal fee on that too.
Yes. Mickey will be in Nashville in December. Mickey Dolenz? Is he still doing stuff?
That's great if he is.
That's great. By the way, when we talked about Weird Al, we had several people who said they saw him and said he was the nicest guy. I think when you meet Weird Al, what you see is kind of what you get. I don't think there's not a lot. He just seems like a goofy guy that plays the accordion.
Mickey is at the City Winery on Tuesday the 2nd, and it's entitled Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees Songs and Stories Live.
That's got to be. I wonder how good he sounds at this age. You know, some people.
I think I'm listed for the third too.
Yeah, some people are. Like, I watched Tom Jones the other night. It was from like a year or two ago, and he was doing The Voice in England, and I didn't realize how old he was.
Oh yeah, and he looked it on that. Oof.
So, did he? Because I thought he looked pretty good.
No, I thought he looked ancient.
But I tell you what, he did is not unusual, and I thought he sounds pretty good comparatively. You know, to a lot of guys who get out there and they really can't do it anymore. They don't even sound like a bad cover band of their own band. Like, that's not good. You know what? Father Time always wins. If you would have told, the Stones 50 years ago they'd still be going, they would have probably laughed at you. Like Bell's laughing.
Keith would have been like, "Oh, so I can just keep doing all these drugs."
Yeah. No, Keith. You eventually, Keith, yes, you can, because you're weird.
He just keeps going, man.
Just keep going. That's it. He's Abe Vigoda.
Yeah.
Remember that when somebody would die? Abe Vigoda still lives.
I don't think Abe Vigoda ever did the drugs that Keith Richards did.
You don't know, because look what he looked like.
I like how just a couple of years ago, Keith Richards was happy that he had just quit smoking.
Yeah. Yeah, just in time for what, Keith? What are you in time for? Just out of curiosity, what do you think that you're in time for? Like,
another drink.
Yeah. I had to quit smoking because I couldn't hold. I was at the point now where I can't hold 2 drinks at once.
I was watching an interview with Mick Jagger one time, and this is on TV, and he looks down and he stops and he picks something up off the floor in the middle of the interview and goes, "Somebody dropped their hash."
I should probably keep this.
This was probably Keith's.
I should probably keep this. You know, it is just so hilarious. I'm always amazed, though, man. Those guys are still going. Do you remember when, and this was the big thing about Biden, how bad Biden, because Biden was nuts. And look, let's be real. Not to discount Biden as a human being. Anybody going through the mental issues that my grandfather went through, my grandmother with it, seeing it is awful and horrible. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But
you wouldn't have wanted your grandfather to be president either.
I wouldn't want him anywhere near anything. I wouldn't let him drive, let alone that.
Yes, sir.
But that being said, do you remember when Mick had heart surgery? And then like a week later, he's in front of the mirror doing dances and getting ready for a tour.
Yes.
And you're like, Joe Biden just tripped over nothing. Nothing.
Going upstairs.
They had to let him start walking out of the back, shuffle, doing the little shuffle down the thing. I mean, that was, that was,
that's really going to go down as a case of elder abuse.
It should be. It should absolutely be elder abuse.
And now Cacklehead is saying that he was completely competent to run the country after she had to walk back that comment she made about him having issues.
Yeah.
Cacklehead.
That was her name. That's a good name for her. God, she was awful. And they still go, she's so delusional. Talk about somebody get fed crap. She's still delusional. She still thinks she's like somehow going to be magically the nominee.
She's going to win the presidency anyway.
You couldn't get a vote in the primaries. You couldn't get anything, and you think that you're going to be the nominee?
And you were a DEI hire for vice president.
Yeah, no doubt. Which, by the way, at that point in time, Dr. Jill Biden, what did she say? I don't like her. And I'm a doctor.
I don't think there's many people that do.
Yeah.
Whenever she does an interview, it's like watching somebody who has an earpiece in, trying to repeat what's being fed into her ear.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. I mean, you got to think about it, right? Think about just the whole thing. Like you look at our politics and you go, who are you people?
Remember when Biden made her to the border czar?
Oh, God, yeah. And remember when she talked about like, well, have you been down the border? Well, I've never been to Europe. What? Wait, what?
Great. What the hell's that got to do with the border?
What?
Oh, goodness.
That is so crazy. I mean, that is insane when you think. Looking back, and I remember, so with Biden, so I had friends in the White House, and I said about a year and a half before, he's not going to run. Everybody's like, no, you're an idiot, you're a fool. So he's not going to run again. I know he's not going to run again. I've been talking to people. They're telling me stories that scare the crap out of me. Him wandering around the house buck naked, asking when he gets back to the White House, is this his home? Are you kidding me? That's the kind of stuff that when you're coming out of like anesthesia, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Those videos are hilarious.
Oh, I love those videos.
Oh, my God.
Have you seen the videos when the guys who are gay and who are super flamboyant come out of anesthesia? And have you never seen those?
No.
So they come out of anesthesia. So like before, they're like, oh my God, I'm so going to get my wisdom teeth done. And they come out of anesthesia like, oh man, that was so weird. I got my wisdom teeth pulled. Where am I? Oh my God. And then, it's because, see, you're putting it on. You put it on. And have you ever seen, what's that disease, the thing that happens to him? Foreign speaker syndrome? Have you never seen that?
No, where people come out of...
They speak in the language, their native tongue, but they speak with a foreign accent.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the English lady that's Chinese?
No.
So she's hello there, she's like born and raised in like Blackpool, totally all right then. Right? She's like, it is hilarious. She comes out and she talk like this now. She's Chinese. And it's not like it's so insane.
Oh.
So you got this British lady with a Chinese accent, and you're thinking this cannot be real. But no, it happens every once in a while. It's like foreign accent syndrome.
Yeah, it's a documented phenomenon.
Yeah. And she it's so hilarious because her Chinese accent, you're like, oh my God, it just says, she like, you like cup of tea? I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. This is a you thing. Oh, goodness me. Oh, Lordy Lord. That's the kind of fun we have. Harley tires are only $1,000 because it says Harley Davidson on them. Okay.
That would not surprise me. You're paying for the brand.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I can see that. You are paying for the brand. Well, anytime you're paying for something, it's like the what is it? The Toyo tires or whatever, like the tires, all the race car. You're paying for that. I just want, what I want? Why doesn't Great Value have a tire?
That's right. That's probably because it'll be flat in 2 weeks.
It doesn't matter.
So wait a minute. A lot of Walmarts have mechanic bays. Do they not sell their own brand of tire?
That's a good question, Brother Bilal.
It seems like a no-brainer.
Michelin or Great Value?
Great Value.
I'll take Great Value.
If Walmart's working on cars, you'd think they sell tires.
Just like my mayonnaise.
You know who sells the most tires?
Who?
Legos.
Oh, of course.
I'm serious. Lego manufactures the most tires in the world.
I believe you.
They're not real big tires, but you know what? You put enough of them together, you'll be fine. You snap them on, you just kind of roll around. We could all use a little bit of that. Okay, guys? We can all use a little bit of that. Legos, you guys. All right, coming up, who knows what? We're having a lot of fun. Talk about my Hallmark movie. Watched the new one today. Very excited. I need to give you guys an update. Plus, we'll talk about my experience and the cost of when I went to the movies yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just say that I might need that 50-year loan, whoever came up with that one in the White House. You're missing the show. Go to the podcast. It's the Chad Benson Show. Super Talk 997. Birch Gold's giving away free gold with every qualifying purchase. Now, this is for Black Friday, right? Up until the end of this month. If you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold, precious metals, Birch was going to send you free gold to your home, boom, for every $20,000 purchase. Okay? So gold started the year, what, $2,600? It's at $4,140, give or take. It has made quite a move. Why? Uncertainty. Lots of that, both globally and in the market. You got trade wars, central bank moving away from the U.S. dollar as the reserve currency. So in times of uncertainty, gold makes a move. It's a great way to protect yourself. So from now until the 30th, you'll have a chance to get free gold with a qualifying purchase. They're amazing, Birch Gold. This is what they do. They're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they specialize in IRAs, and they are amazing at what they do. Diversification is key. How can you protect yourself? Let Birch Gold show you. That's what I want you to do. Text the word Benson. It's my last name to 989898 to claim your eligibility. Receive the info kit on gold. All right. So text the word Benson now to 989898. Remember, this free gold with purchase is only good till the 30th of this month. Text the word Benson to 989898 for full details with Birch Gold.
Could Metro schools be changing start times? Details coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Oh, for goodness me. Start times. Oh, I got to get up at noon now. Kids can go to school from noon till 1:30. Start times. Look, kids, you don't get to change your start times. You want to know why? Because we moved the damn clocks because people don't want you to go to school in the dark. All right? So you don't get to change those damn start times now. My goodness me, you people.
Most of you are going to live in the dark for most of your lives, so you might as well go to school in the dark.
Oh, look at you with that. Right at the kids. Right at the kids. So today I woke up, as I normally do, early in the morning. Head down to my office. It's also in the same building. Into my studio. Get myself ready. Got my slippers on, right? Got my cocoa. Get ready to watch my Hallmark for the day. Today was Christmas in the Clouds.
Oh, that sounds like a great title.
It was a Dickens tale.
Oh.
About a girl boss. It's mean. And, well, the ghost of Christmas past, present, future came. Showed her while she was on the plane heading to Australia. It was everything I want in a Christmas movie. And you guys never guess what happened. They got together. Because her ex-boyfriend happened to be in the chair next to her.
He just happened to be there.
I don't know how they do it. Each and every time they dazzle me with their magic. Ours, and a reminder to all of you out there, I am putting it together. It's becoming a situation where this is going to be a real play. All right, we're not joking. So just letting you guys know that. We're doing our Chad Mark super duper play. So AI and I are writing it.
So looking at your movie that you just watched, the main character's name is Ebenezer.
Yes, Ebenezer. Ebenezer.
Right. Not Ebenezer.
Yeah, Ebenezer. And the lady that was her mentor was called Marley. That was like her first name. Just call me Marley.
I might have to watch this.
It was great, man. It was funny. It was well done. Somebody said we should only watch what was the one? We should be watching great American television. I think I don't know why. No, Hallmark does it best. I've seen the other ones. They're okay. But man, it's Hallmark does it best.
Ebenezer's clerk was named Bobby Cratchit.
Yeah, Bobby Cratchit. And Tim was her son. He had asthma.
Starting to sound a little familiar.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen this movie before. You know what's funny? What we do, though, have you seen so TNT a few years ago redid the Christmas Carol? And of course, in today's world, we have to make it gritty and raw and horrible. And you're like, what are you doing? Right? What are you doing? No, I don't think Ebenezer Scrooge sexually assaulted Mrs. Cratchit. That's what it was. It was so bad.
I don't think that was Ebenezer's thing anyway.
No. That was the funny. Yeah, he liked ladies of the night. I know how Ebenezer was, but we don't talk about it. That's not in the book.
She looks like an old potato.
Oh, no, you don't need headshots. All right, you don't. But we're gonna put out a cattle call. Get some people to do some voicing and see how this thing sounds. Don't let me down, people. Coming up, hour number 3 of the program to go to where happy Veterans Day it is. The Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 997.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Federal government could be reopened as soon as tomorrow. The House expected to vote on that short-term spending bill that finally passed the U.S. Senate. It will fund SNAP food benefits for 42 million Americans who rely on SNAP funding until September of 2026. And relief can't come soon enough at the airport. Here's ABC's Alex Stone.
Today, with the FAA ramping up flight cancellations from where they've been at 4% to now 6%, on their way to 10% of flights, almost 1,600 flights have been canceled in the U.S. today. Regional carriers SkyWest and Republic Airways are the most heavily impacted, followed by Southwest, Endeavor Air, Delta, and United Airlines.
Metro Nashville Public Schools reviewing school start and end times across the district. Channel 4's Joy Lynn Bukovac says family, students, staff invited to share input through an online survey. It's going to be open until November 23rd.
Phase 1 is already underway right now, which is surveys, small focus groups, and virtual town halls. One is scheduled for tomorrow, November 12th, from noon until 1. The next is Tuesday, November 18th, from 5 until 6 o'clock in the evening. MMPS says that they'll keep sharing what they're learning with updates. So far, they've already received over 10,000 surveyed responses. Some parents tell us that they were eager to weigh in on this. This is the first time in over a decade Metro Schools is reviewing start and end times.
Visit mnps.org for details and how to make your voice heard. Metro Nashville Public Schools will pay a $300,000 settlement to the family of a student killed in the Antioch High School shooting last January. The suit claimed the district ignored warning signs about the shooter, who had a history of violent behavior. MNPS says the settlement avoids prolonged litigation and has since added weapon detection systems and more police in schools. And on a day when the country honors its military members, shocking allegations of sexual misconduct coming to light at one of the Army's largest installations. Here's ABC's Jim Ryan in Texas.
At sprawling Fort Hood, dozens of women have filed suit against gynecologist and Army Major Blaine McGraw.
Dr. McGraw stole our safety, he stole our dignity, and he stole our trust.
The plaintiffs accuse McGraw of conducting unnecessary procedures, inappropriately touching them, and taking secret videos of exams. The lawsuits named not McGraw, but the Army.
This is not just about one doctor. It's about the system that failed to protect us.
The military says it's investigating and asking other potential victims to come forward. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
And this was at Arlington National Cemetery, where President Trump laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier on this Veterans Day, and he thanked service members.
Today, to every veteran, we love our veterans, we say the words too often left unsaid. Thank you for your service. Thank you very much.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Yeah. Just because the quote-unquote soon-to-be shutdown is over doesn't mean things get back to normal right away when it comes to, especially to the air travel. So they're talking about that this is still going to take a week or so. I mean, we should be fine by Thanksgiving, which was making a lot of people uncomfortable on both sides of the aisle before the Democrats threw the towel in and said, all right, let's get back to work. Well, they're going to get Obamacare. They're not going to. Obamacare isn't even going to really, did you hear Mike Johnson's like, we may vote. We may not. It's possible. We could have a conversation about it. I don't know. Maybe not. They're not. Now, Trump says he's got a plan. You have to have a plan. Here's the thing. All that being said, when it comes to, yes, you know what? Obamacare was stupid. It was. It was never what they sold it as, and people could see that coming from miles and miles away. All right? But here's the thing. You've got now what you wanted with Obamacare's dead and done and dusted, and there's no more subsidies. So you're going to own the thing. And you've got to realize when you own something like this, people now are going to look to you. And I've heard some people go, well, that was the Democrats' fault. Yeah, but you're in charge. So that means you got to figure out a way to fix it because you've talked about how horrible it's been for years.
We want a healthcare system where we pay the money to the people instead of the insurance companies. And I tell you, we're going to be working on that very hard over the next short period of time where the people get the money.
Yeah. Well, no. First of all, don't ever give the people money. I don't know if you're aware of this, but they're not much of savers.
They're not going to spend it on health care.
They're not. Man, you gave everybody money. I guarantee you, lottery tickets and smokes are going to be flying out many places.
They'd have to put something in the law that required it to go into an HSA or something like that.
Yeah, you have to. And it failed for like a gazillion reasons. And they knew, first of all, here's one thing you can't do, ladies and gentlemen. The people out there who benefited from this were the people that wrote the law. They invited them into the conversation to help them craft this, okay? So what was there? No cost controls.
And that's actually a very normal occurrence, too. A lot of times when you hear about bills being introduced, the sponsor didn't write it, a lobbyist did, and he brought it in.
Yeah. The difference is, though, normally you have a lobbyist or two, and they're not crafting for the entire industry. They may have a say, like oil, but that's going to benefit this or that. We're crafting for and there was no cost controls. No cost controls. None. Welcome to a world when you got no cost controls. Boom.
Well, why do you want cost controls when you're sucking off the government teat?
Well, you don't.
No,
you don't.
Not at all.
No, you don't. The other thing, you have hospital monopolies. If you're not paying attention to what's going on with hospitals, you need to. They're buying up hospitals all over the place. They're creating monopolies. And what they're doing, they're shutting down smaller hospitals. They're creating monopolies, which isn't good for us. It's not. They always talk about, and by the way, the Republicans are just as guilty as the Democrats across the board. They're fine with big business. Everybody pays their bill. They're okay with it. And these things are bad. Catastrophic plans, all eliminated. What do? We had the one size for everybody. So you're a 52-year-old male, you get pregnancy coverage. You're a 43-year-old woman, how's your prostate? Now, in today's world for the Democrats, that might seem normal, but it's not reality. Not when it comes to actual stuff. Okay? You don't need mental health care for everything. You don't need maternity. We put everything inside. It's like one of those things where you want a bag of chips, yet you got to buy this ginormous, huge bag of chips with everything in it that you're never going to eat. That was it. When all I wanted was that. That's all I needed. So you took catastrophe out of it. You can't do that. And then what happened? Well, and this could be one of the things that was probably the most expensive thing of it all. having to cover pre-existing conditions meant what? The sick and the elderly, in particular, crowded into the pool. The young, the healthy paid the fine and they moved on. So you had a smaller pool that was more expensive with no cost control. What do you think is going to happen? And then, of course, you've got the subsidies. They masked everything, but they never fix anything, right? You put Band-Aid on a bullet wound a few times. But that was it. And then, of course, the networks, they narrowed across the board. High deductibles became the fix, which is, well, we'll charge you less, but your deductible will be virtually impossible to reach. And if you've reached it, you're in a lot of trouble. So there you go. And then the regulatory. The more it became regulatory issues that were involved, the more that there was red tape, the more that you had 12 different administrators between you and your healthcare provider, the more expensive it became. And the lobbyist won. That was it. What do people want? You want a relationship with your healthcare provider. And for a young, healthy person, you want a catastrophic. Those are the fixes. Nobody should go bankrupt because they got cancer. Right? We don't want that in our country. There's got to be a fix there. Nobody should go bankrupt. We didn't know, when it comes to, not only, everybody talks about the pharmacy and all this kind of stuff. Well, now that we're negotiating down some drug prices, but we could have done that for years and they didn't. Oh, and it's not just drug prices. By the way, we paid way 2, 3, 4 times more when it came to just procedures. So there was a lot that goes into this. It was not a one-size-fits-all like they wanted it to be. They thought everybody would flock to it and they would keep these prices low. Never was going to happen. It isn't. But here's the thing, Republicans, you own it now. Even though it was the Democrats, now you have a chance to own it. Be the fix. And it ain't going to be perfect. But if you can bring some prices down, I think people would appreciate that. Give them what they want. Catastrophic. People want the a la carte, right? They want to go and they want to go, I need catastrophic, where if you get hit by the bus kind of thing, I need that. I can pay for out of pocket for most everything else. And, and that's where you go. But I don't know if we're going to be able to do that because, how now you've got these people entrenched in the making of this. They don't want to give up, as you said, getting off the teat of American taxpayers. But you have to show that you're making a move to fix, because if you don't, what's going to happen is allowing the subsidies to go away are going to land on you in the midterms at a time when the economy already feels like it's kicking people in the grundle. And I know people don't want to hear that and they get mad at me, but that's just reality of it. It is. And, like some of you are like, I'm never going to listen to your show again. I'm okay with that. I mean, that doesn't, no offense. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I've been in this business for a long time. You know how many people tell me they hate me on a daily basis? A whole freaking bunch. Why? Because you don't say what I want you to say.
Well, I'm going to stop doing it if I'm not unique.
Yeah. No, I don't care if you do. I mean, I got to see you every day. So, but Buc-ee's, man, I'll tell you what, if Buc-ee's got themselves a little, little med unit over there, how great would that be? Oh, Buc-ee MD. Wouldn't it be awesome, too, if the Buc-ee comes out, the Beaver comes out, and he's all like, I'm Dr. Beaver. Oh. But you know who's getting ready to do? Is it? I think it's Amazon. It's going to have like Amazon Med or one of those things where it's $99 a month. Or it's $99 a month, but if you're a Prime member, I think it's $199 for the year. And it's like having telemedicine. What do most people need?
Well, isn't that designed to compete with Mark Cuban's website?
Yeah. But what do most people want? They want to be able, if their kid's sick or they're sick, for you to write a prescription for, whatever it is, antibiotic you need. Okay? That's what they want. Most people are. Most people, the goal is not to use it. You know, I think it was 40% of people who had Obamacare never used it, or at least never, submitted anything. Why is that? Because so much of the stuff was not necessary. People want to be able to, because when we were younger, when you would go to your mom would take you to your pediatrician, she would take you there because you were sick. That was it. She didn't take you there all the time. If you had the sniffles and you had a cold, you go there, you get your little antibiotics, and you go home. And away it went. It was as needed there. And then if you got really sick, it was a different story. And that's what people want, the as-needed scenario for the day-to-day world, and then the catastrophic, if indeed stuff goes sideways. And like we said, you get hit by that bus, you're going to probably hit that $50,000 deductible with your $4,000 copay.
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Beaver, stop that with those horrible things.
Dr. Beaver.
Dr. Beaver, I presume.
Paging Dr. Beaver.
Dr. Beaver. That would be, but that's what people want. Simple, easy, transparent. People want the basics with the event scenario where they have that net just in case. It shouldn't be this hard. The issue is nobody's making money in the industry that lobbies so freaking much. And that's a problem. Because you have to feed them because they help keep you fed. And once they get intertwined, K Street, if you guys don't know what K Street is, go to, whenever you're in D.C., there's a place called K Street. You know what's on there? The Lobbyist. And they're the most powerful people, maybe, in D.C. because they're the ones who stick around and they get stuff done because they've got the money. They do. And that is, it pisses us all off. The money in politics the way it is. There's always going to be some money. But to this extent now, it's insane. It really is. K Street's kind of neat, though, if you've never been there. Lobbyists are really cool. They have a lot of money, and they don't do a lot of things. They just hang out. All their goal is to wine and dine people. How would that be to be a goal, dude? Just wine and dine. Make $500,000 a year, taking people out to lunch,
it's
trying
like
to get bills passed.
a music promotion person, but you're doing it for industry.
Yeah, you're doing it for Ozempic, or you're doing it for oil industry, or you're doing it for whatever they come up with. The hemp industry, they need a better one. Hey, what was the deal yesterday with Rand Paul? I didn't see the final outcome.
So the Department of Agriculture portion of this bill passed in the Senate, according to Rand Paul, effectively kills everything in the hemp industry that contains THC.
Oh.
And that was brought to you by his counterpart, Mitch McConnell.
Yes.
So good job with the choices there, Kentucky.
Good God.
And to Rand Paul's credit, he didn't threaten to shut the government down to stop it, but his deal is it's basically going to wipe out Kentucky's hemp industry, which is nearly $500 million a year.
Yeah.
Well,
but it's going to wipe out everybody's
and
hemp
the
industry.
reason for this is?
Some lobbyist asked McConnell to do it.
That's all.
What do you bet? You trace that back to some sort of, I don't know, big pharma, because they could find out that hemp could figure something else out and help you with something.
It's probably that in the liquor industry.
Yeah. God, this whole,
you can't let people make their own decisions, man. They might do something dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of dumb out there. The stupid is strong, is what we're trying to say.
Well, it's okay, to drink an entire fifth and then get out there and kill a family on the highway.
Yeah, but if you're...
That's okay.
Yeah, but if you're smoking weed, man, that's a responsibility. It's just way above your pay grade. That's why we need Grady here to tell you why it's so bad. He stands there holding his Bible, shaking it at you. Don't do that! It's bad for you. Weed's bad. I have a report from somewhere that says it's a gateway drug. To this day, I've never met somebody who has been on drugs heavily who really started with marijuana. You know what they did start with? Mom and Dad's liquor cabinet.
Booze.
And their cigarettes.
And their cigarettes. Oh, man. I'll tell you what. All right, coming up. Hot Take Tuesday. We got your hot takes. Hot takes coming in hot. Straight ahead. Chad Ben Show. Super Talk 99.7. Raycon, best earbuds around. Love my Raycon right now. They're getting in front of it. It is their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. 30% off site-wide, including their amazing classic earbuds. Come in tons of colors. The fit is incredible, ergonomically built specifically, so you can wear them all day. 8 hours of talk time, 32 hours of battery life. They've got active noise cancellation, fast charging, multi-connectivity. But it's not just those. Right now, you save big across the site. We're talking about 30% off site-wide. So if you want to get ahead of it this holiday season and you want to start winning and winning early, it's about Raycon, the best earbuds around. But check out everything they do. 30% off site-wide. Go to buyraycon.com/Chad. That's buyraycon.com/Chad for the best earbuds and the best when it comes to sound quality. That's Raycon. Buyraycon.com/Chad. All right, guys. Today being Veterans Day, opportunity for you to do something for your veterans. Legend Steakhouse and the sister restaurant, the Brass Lantern, are showing gratitude all day this Veterans Day by offering free meals to active and retired military all day today. So the special offer is available at all Legend Steakhouse locations, Columbia, Pulaski, Smyrna, and Shelbyville, and Brass Lantern in Lawrenceburg. Complimentary meals feature guest choice of any entree listed on the menu. All you have to do is bring a valid military ID to participate in the Veterans Day promotion. Since 1988, Legend Steakhouse and the Brass Lantern have been serving high-quality, made-from-scratch dishes and some of the best steaks you can find across Middle Tennessee and North Alabama. So what are you waiting for? The restaurants have an ongoing commitment to excellent service and exceptional quality. Go there today, and if you're a veteran, enjoy a meal on them from our friends at Legend Steakhouse.
Fire has gutted one of Middle Tennessee's historic landmarks. Hear what happened coming up at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
It is Tuesday, so you know what that means. Hot Take Tuesday. Yeah. Spirit fingers. Got the spirit fingers. It's Hot Take. We give our hot take. What's the hot take? It's up to you. Anything but politics. That's our hot take. Every single Tuesday we do it at the same time. We're going to start this time with Kent.
If you don't pick up after your dog, you're not a pet owner. You're a public nuisance with a leash.
Yes, you are.
What do? Let your dog cop a squat in your house?
No. Again, I'm fascinated by people that don't pick up their dog. Yes, once in a great while, you've got nothing because, I don't know, whatever. You thought you had a bag. You didn't. You know what? You can walk back.
Yep.
It's not that hard. It's not.
Use a sandwich bag if you have to.
There you go. Yeah. Use your sandwich if you have to. All right? Would you stop it? I don't care. Pick up your dog's crap. It's not that hard. Gee, man, this is why we can't have nice things.
That's why.
For me, my hot take today is the one, the only, Weird Al. Al Yankovic. Southern California boy. Plays the accordion. He's one of the great rock stars of all time. Yes, doing parodies, but you know what? They're brilliant and they're amazing. And he's a showman with his curly hair. I do believe he should be the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Period. Case closed. End of story.
I agree.
I don't think that's that much of a hot take. I think it's just right.
No, you know what? You'd be surprised. He's definitely divides a lot of people because people think Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and they think they should be a rocker. Somebody who's had. It holds all kinds. Okay. And he is one of those ones that I think is musically brilliant. And he's quite frankly, he's kind of a genius. A man that was able to live his life the way he was with an accordion, for God's sakes.
Well, if you disagree with that, then that just makes you wrong.
Yeah, well, like if you disagree with any of our stuff, you're all wrong. We know that. No poop bag, use your sock. I like that one. I like that. Scoop it up with your shoe. I don't give a rat's ass that you're late for a meeting.
Just pick it up.
Silly dumbasses.
By the way, my favorite Weird Al song is I'm Fat.
Oh, so true.
And Michael Jackson apparently was quite excited whenever he was approached to use... when he was approached by Weird Al to do the parody of I'm Bad.
I love that.
And
I love that he was.
Absolutely. He was a big Weird Al fan.
He's like, is there going to be children? You're like, Michael, settle down. Settle down. All right, youngster, what's yours?
Mine is if you manage a retail store, especially you, the dude managing the grocery store in East Nashville, you put the hand carts by the entrance, not over by the exit. Idiot.
Idiot. You're an idiot.
It's just like traffic. There's too many people merging at the entrance to the grocery store.
Too many. Well, plus, as Bell says rightly, you're walking in and you have to then what? Go all the way over to the left, get your basket, then come back over to the right.
And the problem it causes is that people grab the basket and then they want to go in the exit.
Yes. And see, then you've got people. It's
chaos.
Chaos. Chaos. We don't need that. It's not who we are. We're America.
It shouldn't be happening.
No, it shouldn't. Good God. I'm telling you guys, stop. Enough of this. All right, coming up, talk a little bit about the economy. Got some of your text messages of hate, which are hilarious. Talk a little bit about that as well. And speaking of Michael Jackson, I'll tell you a little something there. A little something to know. Straight ahead, Chad Bet Show. Super Talk 997.
2:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Federal government could be reopened as soon as tomorrow. The House is expected to vote tomorrow on that short-term spending bill that finally passed the U.S. Senate. It's going to fund SNAP food benefits for 42 million Americans who rely on it until September of 2026. And relief can't come soon enough at the airport. Here's Alex Stone.
Until the shutdown is over, the plan is to keep ramping up flight cuts until the FAA reaches 10% of flights. They started with 4% of flights last week, and now today that's jumped to 6% on its way to 10%. Today, regional carriers SkyWest and Republic Airways have the most canceled flights. Then Southwest, Endeavor Air, Delta, and United Airlines follow. Almost 1,600 flights have been canceled in the U.S. today.
Right now in Middle Tennessee, Channel 4's Holly Thompson says a historic hotel has gone up in flames again. in.
It's happening at the historic Donahoe Hotel. This is at Red Boiling Springs in Macon County. Now, these photos are from Dylan Tilley. We know the flames started around 6 o'clock this morning. At least 3 different fire agencies have been working to put out those flames. So far, no injuries have been reported, but fire officials say that building is a total loss.
Yeah, the Donahoe Hotel, built in the 1830s and actually was rebuilt in 1916 after the original structure burned down. It's Veterans Day. The band played before President Trump laid a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Arlington National Cemetery. He spoke afterward.
Everything we have, everything our country has achieved has been purchased by the muscle, spine, and steel of the United States military. We owe it all to the fierce and noble men and women of the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Space Force, Coast Guard, and the United States Marines.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Sunshine to end the week. Saturday and Sunday will mix in a few more clouds. The week.
All right, USS. Speaking of that, it's going to start to get cold for real. And what happens? Pipes freeze. Next thing you know, got to burst. All of a sudden, uh-oh. Yeah, water your basement walls, crawl spaces, places. You just don't want it. You don't need it. What ends that? If you don't take care of it, you get wood rot. You don't know about it. Next thing you know, you got mold. It's a nightmare. So whether you got, foundation issues, maybe cracks somewhere, maybe you've got issues across the board when it comes to wall stabilization, and yes, even waterproofing in that crawl space, USS is there for you. The beauty of USS is they're going to come out, and it's absolutely free for them to do an inspection. They're not going to sell you any unnecessary repairs. That's not who they are. But if you have to work with them, and God willing you don't, but if you have to, there's nobody better. 30 years in business, thousands of 5-star reviews. They are truly the best around. So whether it is in your basement, whether it is your foundation, whether something's sinking or not, have USS come out and check it for you. Call 615-488-7855, 615-488-7855, or check them out online at USSTN.com. All right, guys, my friends, we're at Bulwark Capital. They're amazing. I want to talk to you about what you're doing with your retirement, what you're doing with your investments. Now, next week, they're doing a review preview show. It is a webinar. It is live, 3:30 Pacific. It's 5:30 our time. And it's absolutely free to join. They're going to talk to you about what it is they do that's so much different. Being active investors, one of the things that makes them so much different is the fact that they're global investors. They don't just focus here in the United States. In fact, they look at the United States right now and say, it's a little overbought in certain areas. So where else can we take our value investing and make it work for you? They're going to show you what they're all about. On top of that, lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. It is free. It is the review preview show. It is a webinar happening next Thursday. It's 20th at 5:30 our time, okay? So why not sign up for it? Absolutely free. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, KNOW, yourriskpodcast.com for Bulwark Capital Management. Investment advisor service offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Trek 25338. Michael Jackson, still dead. But first in history to score a Hot 100 top 10 hits in 6 different decades. Because if you guys haven't seen, his biopic is getting ready to come out. And I got to be honest with you, as much as I think he's a creeper, damn, it looks good. It looks really good.
A lot of kids in it.
Probably. You know what? It's very upbeat from what, and what's his name? Anthony Fuqua, who does a lot of those action movies like with Denzel. He directed it, and it looks.
Does it start from him as a child?
Yeah, it shows a lot of him when he was younger, and I think it leaves a lot out of the horrors that he also went through. But it is
in terms of the abuse from his father.
Yeah. That's it. It's a little bit more upbeat. But it looks really, really good. Kind of like the Queen one did, which I thought, obviously Rami Malek was amazing in that. So.
Yeah, that was well done.
That was so well done. And this just looks really good. And I have troubles with Michael Jackson. I do, because I don't buy that nothing happened. But that's neither here nor there. So we'll see if they address it in the movie. It'll be interesting to see if they do any of that. I don't know if they will or won't. So a lot of people are mad at Trump.
Hey, before we move on, did you see the story about Paris Jackson?
She's hot.
She posted a picture, I think it was on Instagram, where she has a perforated septum from drug use.
Yeah, this is what happens when because she got the vast majority of the money.
Was she firstborn?
Yes. To the dentist and that lady? Yes. Because that's what it was. The people are mad at Trump because today he met with the new president of Syria. And if you don't know who he is, he was at one time. First, he was in ISIS, and then he was in Al-Qaeda. He switched teams. And his name is Muhammad al-Jawalani. And they met today, and everybody's like, on, Veterans Day. This is the world of strange bedfellows, okay, guys? The reality is, this is what you do, right? This is a region where this guy is trying to get the sanctions off. He's trying to rebuild Syria. And yes, he was a bad dude. We had a poster up for him last year, $10 million. And I think at one time we had him in captivity at some point in time.
Don't they actually have, isn't Syria joining some kind of anti-ISIS coalition
Yeah,
now?
they're going to be part of, what is it called? I think they're going to be part of the Abraham Accords, if I'm correct. So, somebody just said al-Sharar was jailed by the U.S. forces and an insurgent. Yeah, from 2005, 2011 was leader of the militant group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, which was, of course, Al-Qaeda. And, yeah, he did. But as much as it sucks, the reality is strange bedfellows. This is what happens. He's the guy that won. He's the guy that says, I want my country back. He's the guy that they think is going to get there. And it's strange bedfellows. I get it. But that's the world we live in when it comes to politics throughout the Middle East. Strange bedfellows are sometimes we have to break bread. Yesterday, he's shooting hoops out in the White House. Shooting hoops with people from the military. And I know a lot of, like Petraeus a couple weeks ago was bragging about this guy, a guy he wanted to blow up at one time. But unfortunately, as much as we want everybody to be all about democracy and freedom, this is not that world. It isn't. And sometimes a bad dude is needed to hopefully become not the bad dude. So settle down, everybody. Settle down, everybody. Settle down. The economy, it's the best it's never been better. Just want to tell you guys, it's the greatest economy in the history of mankind. It's never been better.
It was a con job. It was a con job. Affordability, they call it, was a con job by the Democrats. The Democrats are good at a few things: cheating on elections and conning people with facts that aren't true. They said, I don't want to talk about affordability. The reason I don't want to talk about affordability is because everybody knows that it's far less expensive under Trump than it was under Sleepy Joe Biden. And the prices are way down.
Look, are things cheaper? A few things are cheaper, but is it overall cheaper? No. There are some things that are cheaper. It's don't tell everybody in America how great things are when they're telling you they don't feel it.
If he had said inflation's way down, that would have been 100% factual.
Yeah.
But prices don't go down when you still have a little bit of inflation. That means they're still going up.
Yeah.
Just at a much slower rate.
And then you throw tariffs in there.
Yeah.
Which is something else that's not being accounted for. You could say inflation's down, fine. But you know what? You've added inflation that has nothing to do with what we would consider normal inflation by adding tariffs. And people are feeling it. And you can't dismiss the way that people feel. Because that's what Biden did. Yes, Biden did a lot of things. Well, he didn't know he did, but apparently he did. But when you go and you tell everybody, hey, I know you think it's expensive. Deal with it. It's great. It's never been better. It's the greatest economy in the history of economies. It's never been better. It's the best economy ever. No, people are struggling right now. They are. They're feeling it. People are living paycheck to paycheck.
This economy is not better than his first term.
No.
That economy was smoking hot.
That was. And which also at times led to a bit of inflation. The reality is, in his first term, you know what Trump should have done? And looking back, I think he knows this. He should have raised rates slowly. By raising rates slowly, what does that do? It slows a bit of the economy down so it doesn't get super hot. Then COVID came, which threw everything sideways. Let's be real, right? COVID threw everything sideways. And so it's hard to get a real understanding of what it would look like through the entire time. But now it's his economy and he's going to have to deal with it. But you can't dismiss people's worries and reality, right? Like you can talk about woke stuff, right? You can talk about all of that stuff and you could say certain things over and over again and people know it's not true, but maybe some people will believe it. But their checks and their bank account tell the truth. I mean, you're telling me things are great, but
every time at the grocery store, reality sinks in.
Yeah. You can't go in there and it's like, hey, here's my great credit card for my great economy. No, people are feeling it. They are. And this is it. And it's funny, you can't have these not even a nuanced conversation, just a reality conversation. You want to win next year? If the economy sucks, doesn't matter what you do outside of it, you're going to get your asses handed to you. Period. You are. You're going to get handed to you in a major way because that's what we do. We're still a checkbook society when it comes to voting. And people aren't feeling it. Yes, some of you are like, the economy's never been greater since Trump is in. Yeah, okay. For you. But for every one of those I get a lot of people going, I'm a huge Trump supporter, but it's not the greatest economy of all time, and I'm feeling it. And this is no slight to Trump. This is just reality. The slight to Trump is stop lying to people, gaslighting them, telling them how great it is.
And the thing that's frustrating is he understands what it takes to get the economy going. He did it once already.
Yeah.
So we should be doing a lot better than we are right now.
We should. We should. Absolutely. And his tariff things, by the way, I don't know what's going to happen, but the thought, somebody said earlier, somebody asked me earlier on the text line about him sending out $2,000 checks. That is a disaster. And By the way, like Kevin Hassett, whoever that guy is, right? That guy's a goober. That guy, it's a guy that looks like he snitches on you and ruins your summer fun to your mom because he doesn't want you to have fun. But even Besson came out and was like, yeah, well, maybe some tax cuts or something like that. Because if we send out $2,000 checks to people, even in the middle class or poor, that is going to put us even in more deficit.
Yep.
Okay?
Because immediately retailers and whoever are going to raise their prices.
Yeah. And on top of that, what are you going to have? Well, this thing, I think we're pretty much, I would say it's about 80, 90% that this thing, as far as the tariffs go, aren't going to go in Trump's favor. And so what's going to happen? So we're going to owe money, and we're going to have no money because we spent it out, and we've supercharged the economy. That feels like a recipe for... So, and they understand that. You know, Besson understands. Besson's like, no, we're not going to do that. And everybody's already got their tax break. Right? Isn't that the whole thing with this giant, one big, beautiful bill? Everybody got a tax break.
Why are the Republicans saying nothing? If this is quote unquote found money, why are the Republicans saying nothing about throwing it at the debt?
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Well, throw $2,000 per American adult into the debt.
But you know why? Because it doesn't get you the votes you need. That's it. This has nothing to do with lowering the debt. Here's the thing. The one big beautiful bill isn't going to shrink our debt. Our spending is still the same. You know, you notice how we're not going to pay for subsidies? You know what I don't hear? That money going anywhere else. It's going to go somewhere else inside the government to pay for more crap. But it's not paying down the debt. We're still going to be upside down. And the tariffs, what happens if we got to pay them back? They're already trying to figure out how not to do it. Like, what do we do? How do we not pay this stuff back? What could we give everybody IOUs? No. And you're right, man. If I thought the whole thing about the tariffs was it's going to help us get out of this giant, huge debacle of $38 trillion in debt. But it's not. So let's be honest about it. Keep the money somewhere where we can't screw it up, which they won't, instead of spending it. And don't send $2,000 checks out to people that are below the poverty line or the middle class. At this point in time, it's best that we just kind of hold steady until we see what this thing comes out with as far as the ruling of the Supreme Court. And I still think it's going to go against Trump because I think there's enough conservatives on there who are looking and going, yeah, you're using it in a way that's never been used, and it was never meant to be used that way. Never meant to be used that way. But stop gaslighting us when it comes to telling everybody, when they're telling you, like, if you do this, if you go to your wife tonight and she is upset and you start to tell her how she feels, you let us know how that goes.
Whoo, boy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just hand her a broom and she'll be all right.
There you go. That's once again, Bell.
Up.
Yeah. He's like, honey, did I not tell you that you're the best sweeper I've ever met? Mopper? Bell. Bell's the worst.
Nobody handles a dustbin like that.
So, you Trump haters need to stay with it. The president announced that tariff income will be used to pay down the national debt.
No, he didn't.
What do you mean we need? Why? First of all, why am I a hater? Because I don't.
Because you're not bending the knee and kissing the ring and
I don't do that stuff.
Saying all this nice stuff and being hyperbolic about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you said over and over again, you're not blaming Trump. This is what is happening, and he's the one in office.
He is.
And he's the one who said on day one prices were coming down.
Yeah. He did.
And that's not blaming Trump. That's just a fact.
That's 100%. That's the fact.
If you get angry about people repeating what he said, maybe the problem's you.
Maybe the problem's you. That's exact. And it's one of those things where I care about us, right? I care about the voter, the American. Parties, you guys get behind a party to a point of ridiculousness where they can do no wrong. Trust me, if you think the Republican Party gives a rat's ass overall about you, go look at the numbers across the board through time. If you think the Democrats care about anything other than their wacky, crazy ideas and basically being led around by activists, again, everybody, you're wrong. Both parties care about themselves and the power that they can get. I care about what we can try to get them to do for us, which is mostly get the hell out of our way and allow us to live our lives. You know, like the weed thing, which is a battle all the time. I know 3 people who took weed and now are heroin addicts. I'm like, okay, really? Like you're the only 3 people in the world that did that?
I know 50 that didn't.
Yeah, I know. So who wins? You're up by 47. Anybody else? All right, coming up, Matt's here. I just saw him. His hair looks a little messy, like he's just been riding around on a motorcycle all day partying. You never know with that guy.
We got to ask him about the cost of tires for his Harley.
Oh, yeah, we should do that. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 997. All right. Wrapping it up on this beautiful Tuesday, Veterans Day. All the veterans out there, God bless you. Thank you so very much. You see a veteran today, say thank you. Say thank you. I want to shout out to my uncle who passed away several years ago. He was a Vietnam vet. And the later years of his life, he talked about stuff. For a lot of his years, he talked about nothing. But then, he'd say some things. I'm like, Uncle Vic, I don't need to know this.
A lot of guys in that generation, and some of them are still with us, they just chose to set it aside and not discuss it.
Yeah.
And a lot of their family members want to discuss it, and they like, not so much.
Yeah, that's very
Not so
true.
much.
Very true.
You ever been to Arlington?
Yes, when I was younger. I didn't appreciate. I was so young at the time. You don't really. I was there for like a soccer tournament. You don't really appreciate some of the stuff like Gettysburg and stuff.
Right.
You got to go. You appreciate that stuff older. Same thing. I went and redid a lot of when I was in Europe. When I was young, we went to all of these sites. But then I went later on in life where I appreciate it a lot more.
I had no concept of how Gettysburg. I had been to several, Civil War battlefields in the South. But I had not been to any in Tennessee at the time that I went to Gettysburg. This is before I got to Tennessee. And I had no clue how Gettysburg would impact me. And it was amazing to me to this moment, the way that it emotionally impacted. I mean, this is something that happened 150 years ago, right? But to be there and to kind of overlay what went down and just the absolute death and sacrifice, and everybody thought they were right. Everybody thought they were on God. God was on our side, everybody said. And just very impactful. And the fact that they preserved it in the manner that they did and recognized so quickly, we need to keep this.
Yes.
This is something that we need to make sure that we keep as it is, because people need to remember what happened here. And they did that all over the country during the Civil War, but in Gettysburg, no place more impactful than Gettysburg to me.
Yeah, that's and it's again, I was there when I was so young, and I hear you feel it's like the same thing when I was in Europe, and you'd go to to France and to some of these places, and you're there, and in like even certain parts of Belgium, the Ardennes and stuff like that, you can go and every once in a while you just walk and there's a shell, there's something on the ground, something spent, because to us, because we were so far removed from something like that back in the day.
Right.
When you hear stories about like in the Civil War, people would go eat their lunch and they'd watch it for entertainment, and then they were like horrified.
Well, if you've not been to the Carter House and to down in Franklin, I would encourage you to go. There's the Lutz House, which is right across the street from the Carter House, and the Cardenton House, which is just down the way. But it's all about the Battle of Franklin. But the Carter family, they hadn't seen their son in 2 years, and I'll get some of the details wrong, so y'all don't blow me up on the super text, because I apologize. I'm trying to relate a story as best I can, remember it. But like one of the sons, I think his name was Todd Carter. They hadn't seen him in 2.5 years. He was a part of a division that happened to land in Franklin at the Battle of Franklin, and it happened to be on his family's property. And he died on his property. And the family, his family, who hadn't seen him in 2.5 years, were in the root cellar of their house while this battle is happening over their house. I mean, it's happening, and they're just civilians. They're just trying to avoid death, really. And over the course of 12 or 14 hours, thousands of people died. And the buildings are still intact. I think the smokehouse is I want to say it's the most bullet riddled object from the Civil War that's still standing.
That's just crazy.
And so the smokehouse was in the line of fire either way, and you go into the smokehouse, and I took a picture of the smokehouse, and there was sun coming in and there's just holes everywhere, just everywhere. It's just fascinating, that era, and then obviously you move forward, and what the conscripted soldiers went through in Vietnam is just
especially because Korea was the forgotten war, right? World War II was celebrated. Those men are celebrated. Those women are celebrated. But Vietnam is like, the soldiers, you guys got the blame for something that you were told you had to go and do.
Yeah. And literally, you would get sent to jail.
Yeah.
If you did not go do, regardless of what you thought you should be doing, you were told what to do. And so, yes, sadly, the United States of America, particularly American youth, blamed those soldiers that were coming home and called them all sorts of names. And we'll celebrate. We'll do some honoring today. We'll do some celebration today. We'll talk about some of the activity in Washington, D.C., too. The shutdown is apparently about to be over.
Maybe tomorrow. Well, if they can get everybody back, there's a lot of issues with the plane still.
So, yeah.
It'd be funny if half of them can't get back because of delays.
I don't know what to tell you. Apparently the government shut down. Who knew?
Who knew? Matt, straight ahead, you guys have a good one. God bless each and every soldier out there. Thanks so much.